Little gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
It's quite a contrast between... It's Andy Williams' birthday today, and we could have played Moon River. But I was just looking at the lyrics to that song. There aren't many.
I was going to say there are lyrics?
Yeah, there aren't many. There are 3 short 4-line stanzas, verses. Mm-hmm. And the last 4 lines of that song are, I'm in love with this malicious intent. You've been taken, but you don't know it yet. What you will know must never live to be found, 'cause it's the subject of the eyes of the clown.
Creepy.
Kind of fits, doesn't it? Just think for a second about where we are right in this moment in time.
Yep.
It took 3 people to write that song.
Really?
Al Jorgensen, Alien Jorgensen, and Paul G. Barker. It's a ministry, of course. And because George Herbert Walker,
H.W.,
41, has passed away. And that was him, New World Order. And who would have ever thought that I would have a sense of sentimentality and a sort of soft spot in my heart for him?
Well, I did for a second.
Missing him a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he was at least a moderate,
Yeah.
a reasonable, somebody you could stop and talk to, somebody who turned from his boss, Ronald Reagan, and said, no, you know what? We're going to do something about this AIDS crisis.
Gonna do it.
We're going to do something about this AIDS thing. Not you're ignoring it, but we're not going to do that anymore. We're not going to ignore the AIDS thing. We're going to go after that thing, whatever it is, and we're going to do it. It was a great bit, and I didn't see it, but I guess Dana Carvey did a lovely tribute to 41.
Well, it was just a clip from an old show.
Well, I thought he did something new too, though. I think
on Saturday Night Live.
I don't know.
If it wasn't on Saturday Night Live then.
No, I don't think it was on Saturday Night Live.
Because they showed an old clip on Saturday Night Live of him as George H.W. talking to H.W.
I don't do that.
And he says, I don't do that.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it was.
It's an old clip.
Yeah, where he said, I don't do that sort of thing. And he did pretty much.
I don't do the pointing. I don't do any of that.
Yeah, and he came to, I heard an interview with H.W. who said, at first I thought I was kind of upset by the impression, but then I kind of grew to enjoy it. I liked it.
You're exaggerating everything that I'm doing.
Yeah, he played along.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
we're ignoring the fact that I am killing it in the Deadpool.
Wow.
55 points.
People say that Gina Barbera is the mistress of death, and that's why I say, and that's why I keep her at arm's length.
You don't want her to get too close to me.
No. And I'm happy to report that I have 0. I feel good about that.
I have 5 points for Stan Lee. I can't be happy about that.
I've had a banner year.
Congratulations.
Well, I've been carefully cultivating my list for the coming year.
Carrie's ready for a whirlwind December.
Keeping track of all of our
He's ready for a
problematic celebrities throughout the year. I've been keeping notes.
Carrie's got
ready.
dibs on Heather Locklear.
Carrie is ready for 18 days of death.
I got Heather Locklear all lined up.
18 days of death until we get to the end of the year. He's got till midnight on the 31st. So, and me, I'm going to sail through with 0.
You're going to make it sound like you did that on purpose.
Listen, the angels will sing my praises.
Thank you, Bill Allred, for putting me on your list. It means I'll live another year.
Yep. I expect to get, I'll go down my list and I'm going to expect to get a special thank you note from every one of them who are still clinging to life. Anyway, hi. Boy, what a weird weekend. What a weird Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But here we are. Here we are floating to the surface once again. Radio from hell. We will officially begin the program coming up in a second. Check-ins, we'll do that. I probably should have done that, but I was just too busy thinking of other things.
Well, we should give them something to be thinking of when they're calling.
Well, 3 words or less. Who's next to go?
Oh, geez.
Ooh.
Yeah, but Bill, when we always say whatever the question is in the morning, the radio from hell can be the answer.
Well, that could be. Could be. It's been a grim few days.
Yeah.
I don't know, unless you can think of something better. Well, by the way, where are you going today, Gina?
Nowhere. Why?
What? No, come on. You're going somewhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
You've had a blowout, a comb out, or something. Your
no,
hair's
this is clear from. So the story of the blowout.
Your hair's all, and you're dressed nicer.
I'm not. This is just a warm sweater. No, my daughter had a dance performance on Saturday.
I saw a picture from that, yeah.
And I made her an appointment to get her hair done. And I said, I made you an appointment to get your hair done. She said, I can do my own hair.
Good for her.
But I already made the appointment, and they charge you if you cancel within 24 hours. So I'm like, oh, great.
And did you throw something down on the floor and say, fine, then I'll go get it myself?
No. I said, okay, I'll go get my hair done.
No, you're supposed to make her feel guilty.
Why?
Don't you know anything about mothering?
No.
You should. Yeah, that's what your mother would have done. Well, fine, darling. Then I'll take the appointment. That's what you're supposed to do.
I was grateful for it.
All right, we got to officially begin the program. So 3 words or less. 877-602-9696. Who do you think will be the next to go? All right.
So we'll get to that. We'll start the show coming up after these. 3, 2, 1. ZeroRes.com.
$33 per room at Zero Res. The holidays are here, and you got a lot on your plate, so when are you going to hire a carpet cleaner to come in, huh?
Today. I'm going to call today.
So you want to hire the best. That's Zero Res. They'll give you peace of mind.
Already did it. It's taken care of.
Oh.
Zero Res cleans without soap, harsh toxic chemicals, so your carpets will be clean and everything will be safe for your pets and your kids. Nothing to worry about with the kids and the dogs rolling around on the carpet.
Yeah.
Zero Res doesn't have any nasty dirt attracting residues. Their technicians wear shoe covers, and it's a great place.
Because they don't use the detergents, it dries faster too.
Yeah, so call Zero Res to schedule your cleaning today. Tell them Radio from Hell sent you, or schedule your appointment online at ZeroResSaltLake.com. ZeroResSaltLake.com on the north side. ZeroResDavisWeber.com. Zero Res. Radio from Hale wants to keep you warm.
Be a part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right.
His last words apparently were H.W. Bush. His last words were apparently, "I love you," to his son George W. Bush.
That's nice.
On the telephone. And I just thought it was unusual, or maybe too bad that he wasn't there. He was on the phone.
Well, he was in another state, I think.
Well, yeah, but why? I mean,
I read that morning, James Baker came over to see HW, and he was sitting up eating eggs and
so
joking.
He seemed to be rather
Yeah,
okay.
he was.
And then all of a sudden,
yes,
boom. Okay.
it was.
All right, then that makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
I hadn't read all about
Yeah,
that.
James Baker said he had 3 eggs for breakfast this morning, and yeah.
The boy seemed fine. He had
seemed
3
fine.
eggs. All right, let's officially begin the program then, shall we?
I wonder if you can get eggs at the downtown farmers market.
Sure.
The winter market. I bet they have eggs.
Maybe, yeah.
There are farmers growing eggs in the winter.
10 to 2 at the Rio Grande Depot. Shop fresh local goods from local purveyors. More details at slcfarmersmarket.org.
I know there's a farmer on the west side who has an egg bush. He grows them.
egg bush?
He grows them all year. Yeah. So the moon is a waning crescent moon, now only 14.8% of full. The moon will set today at 3:15 p.m., today being Monday, December 3rd, the 3rd day of December in the year of our Lord 2018. And this is North America's most wheedling radio broadcast.
Really?
It's wheedling. We wheedle all the time. False flattery, that's what we do. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the lords of morning radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred. Hi there, I'm Bill. And that's Gina Barberi over there. Richard Stedman is the producer of the Radio from Hell show. Dylan Allred, no relation to me, is producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. And Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal, is helping produce the show today as well. All right. And now
Let's begin.
we go to check-ins, people checking in just to see if they're out there. And there is one person out
Calling
there.
877-602-9696.
Yeah, checking in with the Radio from Hell show. I wonder, so I didn't think of a question, and we were talking about the Deadpool, also known, we used to call it the Ghoul Pool. I wonder if other people do that. They must,
No,
in
Bill, other offices do fantasy football is
Yeah.
what they do. They don't.
Oh.
We predict dead celebrities. We don't do fantasy football.
Some people must do them, though. We didn't come up with the idea of a Ghoul Pool,
Oh, no,
obviously.
no.
So let's see, Comcam. Comcam?
Yes.
Is that your name, sir or madam?
Comcam Kyle.
Comcam Kyle. Hi.
Okay.
Now, do you where you come from? Do you do a Ghoul Pool or a Dead Pool?
No, we don't.
All right. But would you care to predict who will be the next to go?
All the extremists.
All of them.
You think?
Now, Alex Jones is on my list.
He is.
Wouldn't that be
Because
interesting?
you thought it would be stress related that he would.
I thought his head would just actually explode. Just
Like in the movie Scanners?
yes, just
Yeah.
like
Have you? Is that the kind of extremist you're referring to, Comcam?
Yes.
Well,
it's a good guess. I
if
think.
wishes were fishes, we'd all have a ride.
But again, everybody mistakes the Deadpool for we wish these
No.
people will die.
No.
I didn't wish Stan Lee to
No.
die. I just thought that he might.
It's a prediction.
It's a prediction.
Thanks for calling us, Comcam.
Thanks.
It's the only person to check in at 877-602-9696.
well, it's cold. It's hard.
And-
It's hard to do anything when it's cold.
You know, people are being careful about driving.
they're
and-
scraping their
yeah.
car.
By the way, did you like our old friend Tom Greenlee's joke about Stan Lee's death?
I forgot it already.
It was Stan Lee passed away today. Stan Lee, the creator of Spider-Man, passed away today at the age of 95, whereupon his wife promptly ate him. Stan Lee, the creator of Spider-Man,
yeah.
passed away today at the age of 95,
Okay.
whereupon his wife promptly ate him.
I don't understand.
The creator of Spider-Man. Spiders who
Who what?
female spiders often eat the The male spider, after they... Okay, fine. Don't know anything about bugs, do you, Gina?
Well, she just knows that Stan's widow actually went before him.
That's why I
so-
was confused.
But still, you have
Come
to
back
suspend...
from the... No, I can't. I know
like
that
he-
she died.
Let's go to Sean.
Hi, Sean. Sean?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Even
Sean.
with public servants that are going to die, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
You shut
probably
your
she's
mouth.
Not looking too hot.
You
Well,
shut your mouth.
But you may be right.
No.
I mean...
Grim Reaper's kind of leaning over there.
No.
Yeah, but well, the Grim Reaper doesn't have anything to say about political leanings either. Thanks, Sean. See ya.
All right. Thank you, Sean. Let's go to Jared.
Jared.
Good morning, Large and ladies.
Good morning.
Yeah.
So I don't have much to say other than I just wanted to call, check in, make sure you guys realize you have at least, 3 or 4 listeners?
That's
Well, that's
three.
good.
We have
Thank you.
three. We have 3. You, Comcast, and Sean. That's it. This
But
morning.
3's good.
Yeah, 3. We'll work hard
That's
for
more
3
than a
people.
couple.
Yeah. We'll
All
work
right,
hard
you
for
guys
3
doing
people.
great.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
We're doing great, says Jared. Thumbs up. Okay.
Thank you. I'll take that.
I feel good too. I feel good about that. Thanks, Jared.
See ya.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Well, that's good enough, I
Yeah.
think. Traffic, Gina, do you... Oh, I didn't put your traffic beds in. I'm
Oh,
sorry
well,
about
it's
that.
okay, because so far, not so bad. We do have a crash southbound US 89, the ramp to go southbound I-15 in Farmington. Roads are a little slick, overpasses and the like, but not a lot of accidents to report so far. Maybe everybody's already driving slow, or maybe they're slow getting going because you're thawing out your car.
Well, and here's Dan in the chat room says, remind people to remove the snow from their windows and their roofs
Yeah,
because it...
and all of the windows.
Yeah.
Don't just do the front windshield and not do the side windows. Get it off all of them.
Get out the broom, get the top of the car. All right. Good enough. Big boy news and opinioendo coming up. Also, sports with Amy Donaldson on the way.
Probably help your driving if you can see well too with your no glasses, no contact lenses because you went to Hoops Vision. If you're dealing with poor vision, the holidays aren't as fun as they could be. You know, your glasses keep slipping down. Get yourself to Hoops Vision, or at least call them and check out the LASIK procedure or the SMILE procedure. Hoops Vision has been at the forefront of laser correction for years, and they were the first in Utah to offer this SMILE procedure, which opens up this vision correction for a lot of other people.
Yeah, if you were tested, 5 or 6 years ago, and they said you don't qualify, go back again because this new procedure is a lot more people.
Also, use your FSA and HSA year-end dollars to help pay for it, and you'll be smiling all season long. Just call 877-305-2745. That's 877-305-2745 for a free, no-obligation appointment, or visit their website. It's Hoops Vision, HOOPES Vision.com.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding.
Jackson, Bill Allred, Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
So, Mohammed, my 10-year-old, his favorite thing to watch is survival YouTube videos.
Yeah.
He was watching one yesterday of a guy chopping down a tree with a rock, like a sharp.
Wow.
And I said, honey, you're going to be so handy to have in the apocalypse. And he said, Mom, we'll have an axe. I just like watching these videos.
Yeah, don't be so dumb.
So sure we'll have an axe?
Don't be so
Mom,
dumb.
I think
have
he's
an axe.
I think he's awfully presumptuous. How does he know that Negan didn't steal the axe from him?
All right.
How do you know what he doesn't have stashed away?
That's true. All right, we got sports with Amy Donaldson coming up, but first, big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by.
The holidays are here, and Hoops Vision can help you enjoy the season with vision correction options for every lifestyle and budget. Hoops Vision.
All right. Oh, you got to get your news intro there.
Oh,
Sorry
I like
about
that one. Well, this is troubling. Celebrity astrophysicist.
Oh, I was hoping you'd ignore this story.
Why don't you plug your ears and go, nah, 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 nah.
It makes me sad.
Celebrity astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson has disputed recent sexual misconduct allegations leveled against him, detailing his accounts of the interactions in question in a lengthy Facebook post. Tyson, who is host of Fox's Cosmos and National Geographic Star Talk, denied sexually harassing or assaulting 3 women who have come forward with the allegations against him. He wrote, he welcomes and plans to fully cooperate with an independent investigation launched by the 2 TV networks. Quote, accusations can damage a reputation and a marriage, sometimes irreversibly, he wrote. I see myself as a loving husband and a public servant, a scientist and an educator who serves at the will of the public. I'm grateful for the support I've received from those who continue to respect and value me and my work. Tyson is also the director of the Hayden Planetarium at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. Pathos.com first reported the accusations against Mr. Tyson last month. On November 8th, the outlet published accusations from a woman who says that he drugged and raped her while they were graduate students back in 1984 in Texas. Taisha Ahmet, a musician, said that Neil deGrasse Tyson had offered her water in his apartment. She later woke up naked in his bed, and then, there were a lot of other details. He acknowledges having a brief relationship with a fellow graduate student in the early 80s, but denied any kind of assault or anything like that. It is as though a false memory had been implanted, which because it never actually happened, had to be remembered as an evening she doesn't remember, Tyson wrote. And then 2 other women had lodged additional sexual misconduct allegations against him. One said that he had grabbed her when she took a picture with him at an American Astronomical Society meeting in 2009. And so he says that one of them
said she had like a solar system tattoo. And
yeah, that's the one. That's the one. He said he grabbed me because he was looking at my tattoo.
And the other one was weird.
Ashley Watson. She told Pathos she quit her job as Tyson's personal assistant after he allegedly tried to sexually seduce her at his apartment over wine and cheese. The Pathos report didn't clarify when this occurred, but Tyson addressed a summer 2018 incident in his Facebook post. She came into my office and told me she was creeped out by the wine and cheese evening. I apologized profusely. She accepted the apology. I note that her final gesture to me was the offer of a hug, which I accepted as a parting friend.
No, she said, he shook my hand. Did you read this?
Yeah.
It's not in the story. Huh?
He shook my hand in a weird way, and I wanted to see if I could figure out what this was, but somehow he, shakes your hand and then takes his thumb and rubs it on your wrist, and he says this is an old...
A shaman.
A shaman
taught me this.
A shaman taught me.
And it's supposed to bring peace.
And so I can feel your pulse while I shake. It was like a creepy handshake that I want to feel your pulse while we...
Yeah, well, I know that handshake.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't show it to you.
Okay.
A shaman told me not to do it. George H.W. Bush. Of course, everybody knows by now that he's passed away, but it's just a sweet picture. His service dog.
Oh yeah.
Lying.
Sully
lying in front of his casket, in his own tribute to the late former president. Bush spokesman Jim McGrath posted a picture Sunday of the yellow Labrador retriever named Sully with the caption, "Mission complete, remembering 41." The 41st president died Friday at his home in Houston at the age of 94. He will be honored during several public and private events in Houston and Washington before his burial Thursday in Texas. Bush received Sully in June from America's Vet Dogs nonprofit organization. The president had a form of Parkinson's disease, and Sully could open doors and pick up items and summon help for the president. He was a service dog. There was an earthquake in Alaska. Amy Donaldson is here, and she probably, your family's still up there, right?
Yeah, three of my sisters and my parents.
Any damage to their homes or lives? Or
For them, mostly superficial stuff. You know, things fell off shelves, doors open, stuff like that.
Pretty big.
Just pretty terrifying.
Yeah, pretty big earthquake. Alaska's beginning to survey the damage of back-to-back earthquakes that struck the area around Anchorage on Friday. Resulted in damage to buildings, roads, and other infrastructure. I saw a picture of one road that was just like, I mean, there must have been a 4-foot, schism between it just cracked it. And
that's the Glen Highway, and that's the road from Wasilla to Anchorage.
So Sarah is going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
Man. Speaking with reporters following the quake, Alaska Governor Bill Walker said the resulting disruption and needed repairs could last for quite some time. There was a 7.0 earthquake that hit around 8:29 in the morning, followed by several smaller earthquakes, and I think there may still be some few earthquakes.
I think they had like 190
swarming along. Have they stopped for now, though?
Well, one of my friends said it's sort of like they feel like they live on a boat. And she lives right in Anchorage.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that is so bad. It's almost constant.
It's still kind of
My
shaking.
parents actually lived 3 hours. They were in the tsunami warning area, Kenai, which CNN couldn't pronounce.
How do you spell that?
Kenai.
Kenai.
The Kenai Peninsula.
Sounds like Kenai to me.
Yeah, that's why that's how I would read it.
And so they live there, and it's about 3 hours southwest of Anchorage.
Jose Lopez was in the office of his shop warming up some chicken soup that his wife had made him when he heard his son screaming from the garage. The store on Main Street near 1600 South had been open for about an hour, and there were no customers. Luis Gustavo Lopez, who was 18, had been tinkering around on a couple of projects while they waited. Jose is 51. He'd gone to get warm and eat some breakfast. A man was standing in the courtyard of the Salt Lake City mechanic shop with a metal bar in his hand that looked like it had been pulled off a stop sign, and he was yelling slurs at Luis and threatening him. "I hate Mexicans. I effing hate Mexicans.
Oh,
Are you part of the Mexican mafia? I'm here to kill a Mexican." Jose stepped in front of his son, and the man began swinging the 5-foot pole. Luis grabbed a bar from a tool chest and tried to defend his dad. The man slugged the kid in the face, knocked him unconscious, and then started to beat him. Trying to shield Luis, Jose got hit in the arm and the back. His brother came around the corner coming to check on the noise and scared the man. He bolted, and they called the cops. Everybody was shaken up, said Veronica Lopez, Jose's daughter, who recounted the events for her father and uncle 2 days later from the hospital, where her brother is still being treated. He's unconscious. The attack at the Lopez tire shop happened Tuesday, 9 a.m. Salt Lake police say it's too soon to know if the case will be handled as a hate crime, but they've arrested the alleged attacker, Alan Dale Covington, on suspicion of 2 counts of aggravated assault. Why he did that, why he went there, it's unknown, said Officer Jess Perea. But Salt Lake City Police Detective Greg Wilkie said it looks like he was under the influence of drugs. But guess what?
He yelled, "I hate Mexicans. I'm here to kill a Mexican." I think we can pretty much determine this is a hate crime.
Take him right out of his own mouth.
But sorry, under Utah law, the hate crime law we have is not strong enough to charge him.
Okay. Well, let's get on that.
I don't know how much stronger it could be.
Yeah, because it has to be. This would be classified apparently as a misdemeanor, first-degree misdemeanor assault, and it has to be a felony or something like that. I can't remember the details, but it's not a serious enough crime for it to be considered a hate crime.
You should consult with your attorney on that. He says this. I mean, I think this is an attempted homicide. He said I'm going to kill somebody, but he says it's easily an aggravated assault, which is a felony.
That is.
So
Well,
I don't know what the issue is with hate crime, why it can or cannot be applied. It's an enhancement. It's a sentencing enhancement. So
well, I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
I've misstated it, but Sim Gill says I hate this, but I can't stand this, but our hate crime law is not strong enough to charge this guy with a hate crime.
All right. Weather, traffic.
It's cold. It's 27 right now. We'll get up to about 34 for a high today. We might have some remaining flurries this morning. Nothing as serious as we had yesterday, and it'll be clear by this afternoon. Traffic, friends of the program are saying accident 114th South, northbound I-15, major slowdowns associated with that. Northbound lanes are down too far to the left, just south of Thanksgiving Point. A bunch of people are saying that, and I'm sure they are all voice to texting, so they're doing it safely, I hope, at 33986. Winter is here, and Big O Tires wants you to be safe on the roads this season. Stop in for new snow tires starting at just $49.95 each. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Sports brought to you by?
Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
Hi, Amy Donaldson Sports.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. So what's up in, I guess you want to talk about the Weber State beating and advancing in the playoffs and
I do.
making Utah proud.
They are on the list of teams playing in the postseason. College football is still the main story. Utah lost the Pac-12 championship game 10-3. They lost to Washington. So Washington goes to the Rose Bowl, and they will play Northwestern, who lost to Ohio State this weekend in the Big Ten championship. Utah State gets to go play North Texas in the New Mexico Bowl on December 15th. BYU will play Western Michigan in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl on December 21st. Weber State, who won their first playoff game against Southeast Missouri State 48-23 on Saturday, they will host Maine on Friday, December 7th in the second round of the FCS playoffs. Utah will be headed to the Holiday Bowl.
What does FCS stand for?
Football Championship.
Series?
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, it might be system. I don't remember, but it's the old Division I, Division II. So Weber's Division II, the others are Division I.
Okay.
But Utah is headed to the Holiday Bowl. They were playing Northwestern on December 31st.
Where is that?
It's in San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah.
Qualcomm Stadium.
There you go. Let's see. Oklahoma earned the fourth playoff spot in the college football playoffs. They'll face number 1 Alabama in the Orange Bowl on December 29th. Number 2 Clemson will take on number 3 Notre Dame in the Cotton Bowl the same day. And as I said, Ohio State, they win the Big Ten Conference Championship, and they will play Washington. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout. That game.
Yeah.
Ed was contemplating going, but I was like, I can tell you, having seen Washington up close and personal twice now, it's going to be a rout. So, let's see. In the NFL, Kansas City beat Oakland 40-33 despite releasing their star running back Kareem Hunt, who TMZ released some video of him punching and hitting a woman, kicking her, I think.
He should be in jail and never play football again.
He actually shoved her and cheated into his friend and knocked a bunch of people down, and then he walked over and kicked her.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And he says, I'm sorry I've disappointed people. I'm going to get through this.
No.
Yeah.
He's going to get through it.
Yeah.
Well, I love that it's TMZ. And somebody said, why is it TMZ? Let me just put that to bed right now. TMZ pays for information. Normal journalists don't pay for information.
Yep.
So they paid somebody to give them the tape. The NFL apparently tried to get the tape. I don't think that Kansas City tried too hard because they did not release him because he abused a woman or assaulted a woman. They released him because he wasn't honest with them about the situation, which seems to be the new the new defense now.
So
Well,
if
we
you
have to
come
let
clean
you go.
and say I
Yeah, I beat
If
women.
you had just said you beat your wife,
Oh, well, then
or
you
your
can
girlfriend
stay.
or
Then
some
stick
woman.
around.
It wasn't even an intimate partner. You just
Will you get counseling? I will.
Okay.
we're good then. Get
Okay,
out there.
Let's go. Let's see. Green Bay, they fired their head coach, Mike McCarthy, after 13 seasons and a lot of success. He's been a good coach for them. But they lost to the Cardinals, and owners decided they can't wait till the end of the season. They let him go. Chargers beat the Steelers. Giants beat the Bears in overtime. Patriots beat the Vikings. And the Seahawks beat the 49ers pretty soundly. Utah Jazz and their 3-game road trip on a 102-100 loss to Miami Heat on Sunday. They are now 11-13. They come home to play here Tuesday and Thursday of this week before heading out on another road trip. And lots of NCAA stuff. BYU women's volleyball swept Utah on Saturday to advance to the round of 32. They will host that round, so there will be more women's volleyball this weekend at BYU down at the Smith Fieldhouse. So an amazing environment if you want to watch some volleyball. Utah women's basketball, they beat UVU 85-47, while the men beat Tulsa 69-64. Let's see, the Utah and BYU women, they play this Saturday, and if you wear red to the game up at Huntsman Center, you get in for free. So you should all go and watch the women play.
Get in for free?
Get in for free. Just wear red. So if you're a BYU fan, just borrow a red shirt.
No, they won't do that.
Weber men beat BYU men in basketball.
Yeah.
Snapping a 15-game win streak, 113-103 too. It's pretty good whooping. And then Snow College, they lost their head football coach. Paul Peterson was hired by the Dixie State football program to be their new head coach. So Snow College just won the junior college championship. I can't remember, the Toro Bowl or something like El Toro, something, Weed Eater Bowl.
The Weed Eater Bowl?
I don't know. That's about it.
Huh. Now, listen, there's a story. Do we have a second here?
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a boner candidate. Brett Favre.
I was going to bring this up, yeah.
It's going to be a boner candidate, but let's go into it right now. He says he was duped into recording an anti-Semitic video by a group posing as a veterans organization.
Now, I read it.
He was paid $500 to make a recording riddled with coded hate speech and conspiracy theories for the Cameo service, which pays celebrities to record short, personalized video messages. Posing as a veterans organization, hate groups, the Handsome Truth and the Goyim Defense League paid Favre $500 to read a statement that included several veiled anti-Semitic remarks. Brett Favre here with a shout-out to the Handsome Truth and the GDL boys, Favre says in the video. You guys are patriots in my eyes, so keep waking them up and don't let the small get you down. Keep fighting, too, and don't ever forget the USS Liberty and the men and women who died that day. God bless and take care. That's what he said.
Now, I read that, and I don't get the code words, so none of it means anything.
So neither do I, but.
You don't know the USS Liberty?
No. Okay. But so I have several questions about this. First of all, what the hell is Brett Favre reading something for $500 for? Does he need the money so bad he's reading something for $500?
No, it's a veterans group. They pose as a veterans group.
Well,
so
okay.
I'm sure he thought
nice
I'm doing a nice thing for veterans.
I'm doing a nice thing for veterans because they're paying me $500.
Yeah.
Incidentally,
okay, stop.
$500.
No. He did it mainly. I think he did it because they're giving him $500.
No, he did it because they said they're.
But anyway, aside from that, we three people here in this room, Carrie, Bill, Gina, we don't do anything for any client that pays us unless we sort of look into what they do.
We vet it.
We look into what they do. We say, okay, who are you? What do you do? Tell us about yourself.
Well,
What do you do?
we're a veterans group. I mean, they could have.
Quick Google search.
No. There are several things in there. I would say, too, if they gave me that, I'd say, what is...
Don't let the small get you down.
I'd say, what's Handsome Truth? What is the Handsome Truth? It's capitalized. What does that mean?
Google it.
I'd say, what does that mean? I'd say, and what are the GDL boys? I'd ask, what are the GDL boys? What
Google
am I
it.
saying here?
Just a quick Google search of any of these things.
And I'd say, what...
But you're Utah's most important newsman. Sorry. You have journalistic...
Somebody handed him a piece of paper and he read
He's a celebrity.
He's a moron!
Oh, he is a moron.
Might be. But
For $500, he's a moron. I can't believe it.
You're going to stroke out, and I do not know stroke protocol.
I read that. That's one of the Boehner candidates coming up. What an idiot.
It's a good thing Ed didn't come today. You'd have both stroked out.
Apparently, it's a blizzard in North Davis, South Weber County, and dumping snow in Roy. Roads are terrible. Hill Air Force Base. All hill gates are completely backed up. Somebody says, I'm at the west gate, and it's been sitting on the shoulder of the freeway. Long line, dangerous. The base needs to fix the clutter problem, it says, and the weather's bad there. So, accident northbound I-15 at Thanksgiving Point, off to the left side. And those all came in via text at 33986.
All right. Well, by the way, the hate crime thing, I'm just looking at that. Our Utah law says you can only charge a hate crime if it's a misdemeanor. If
it's a felony.
If it's a felony, just...
That's your Utah legislature.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. But one thing I know, Big O tires.
Well, you need them today, that's for sure.
They want you and your family to be prepared. Remember, snow tires starting at just $49.95. Snow tires have different rubber compounds, and they have different tread patterns, and they'll keep your tires flexible when the temperatures drop. That's what snow tires do for you. So the rubber compound, the tires, they want the rubber doesn't get hard.
Yeah, it's not just the tread. It's what it's made of.
Yeah. Snow tires have deep treads that are specifically designed to grip slippery surfaces. And Big O's your one stop for car care. So come in for brakes, batteries, wiper blades, all the stuff you're going to need now that it's snowy and cold. No credit needed financing with financing tailored to you. 40 locations from Logan to Richfield, locally owned and operated. They are the team you trust, so go to bigotires.com and find a location near you. Radio from Hale wants to keep you warm.
Say,
all right,
hey,
give me a pack.
Somebody give me a carton of Marlboros right now.
As much of a food lover as you are, I'm curious what heavy smoking does to the taste of food, because I would think everything would taste like cigarettes.
They say that when you quit smoking, your palate wakes up, and I've never really noticed any difference at all.
You don't have that taste in your mouth all the time.
And there's a lot of people who find it really satisfying. After a meal, you light up.
Yeah. Now that's the one thing. After having a nice meal, to have a cigarette after a nice meal,
a little scotch.
That's the best.
Gina, I probably already know the answer to this question, but have you ever smoked a cigarette?
Shh. Nope.
Not at all?
Nope.
Not even a fake one?
Nope. I've never even put an unlit one in my mouth.
Really?
Nope.
All of these questions could apply to her sex life as well.
Never even put an...
Fake one, the real one, never addicted. No.
Because in high school...
After a good meal, no.
In high school, I smoked a ginseng cigarette, a whole pack of ginseng cigarettes, actually.
What?
I was
or
in
you mean clove?
No, they were ginseng. I got them at a GNC or something like that, and it was for a show I was in, a play that I was in. I had to smoke on stage.
I have to smoke.
And so I did. And
you do.
And I liked it. I didn't like it because I thought it tasted good and it burned. I liked it because you could go, you see? Yeah.
No, that's one of the reasons I never tried it, because I was worried I would like it.
Also applying to your sex.
Yeah, worried I would like it.
That's not any of the reason you never tried it.
That's part of the reason.
That's not even a tiny part of the reason.
Yes,
the tiniest part. The reason is your mother told you not to.
Well, that's a big part
That's
of it.
the only reason.
That's what you should do. Here's your adventure. Smoke a cigarette.
There you go.
I don't want to smoke a cigarette.
It's just one. It won't hurt you.
Too many boundaries, Gina. Too many boundaries.
How many times have I heard that? Just one, it won't hurt you. It's just one.
I think the reason that Gina never started smoking was she heard the phrase, if she smokes, she pokes. And that's when she decided that it was probably not a good idea to.
I mean,
don't want people to think,
Yeah, or she doesn't want people to think she's easy or a nurse.
That's right. We have been talking a lot about smoking today, haven't we?
Yeah.
God.
I But, it is true.
Just change the bong water every time. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sorry, but it is true. If the old say, if she smokes, she pokes. It's pretty much true.
Yeah, that has been my experience as well.
So then it makes sense that
That's why she didn't. Telling you right now, that's why she didn't. She didn't want to look like a slut.
And it's why she still doesn't.
Couldn't you smoke? Get one of those like Hunter Thompson cigarette holder things.
FDR.
the elegant.
And then hold it like this.
Yes.
Up like Greta Garbo or something like that.
It's true. I was worried I would like it, and I have no self-control. None.
You have you?
No.
No, she doesn't have any self-control. That's why she never does anything.
Would you like another Coke, Gina?
Yes.
All right.
Someone get Gina an eclair.
I don't want an eclair.
Oh, yes,
I have
you
no
do.
room for an eclair.
Yeah. Get Gina. Look at those delicious pastries.
See this right here? Biscuits
that
and
pup.
gravy. Just they're sitting there.
I know. Oh man, I'm in bad trouble.
I'm
with
gonna have the
way-
burger later. That's going to be interesting.
Remain seated with Gina Barberi on X96 Radio from Hell.
All right, 7:05. The legislature is meeting today to talk about Prop 2.
That's at 10 o'clock today. Talk about the marijuana, medical marijuana legislation. And if the members of the legislature don't show up, Greg Hughes, not Greg Hughes, who is it? This is going to send out the sergeant at arms. Niederhauser says he's going to send out the sergeant at arms to round them up. Senator Jim DeBackus is here, and if you're not there at 10 o'clock, they're going to send the sergeant at arms to get you.
You know where to get me. I'll be right here with my colleagues, and we will go down together.
Damn right.
So, the people of Utah came out in droves and voted, said we want medical marijuana, and they voted for Proposition 2. And the legislature said, okay, we're going to come up with a piece of legislation, and we'll craft that, and we won't need Proposition 2, and you don't care for what's happened here.
The Constitution, the Utah Constitution, that agreement, the contract that they govern us with, says the people have the power. That's what it says.
That's what it says.
So for 7 years, the legislature saw cannabis bills, and they hated them all. They were never going to let them pass. They weren't going to happen. And they didn't happen, and they didn't happen, and they didn't happen. And meanwhile, people were suffering. So a group of dedicated people went out, thousands of them, and gathered 200,000 signatures in so many counties. And then the people went out and voted, the majority of the people of the state of Utah. But halfway through the process, 3 lobbyists decided, whoa, this is going to pass this time. There's nothing we can do about it. They went into a frantic kind of tither. So they started meeting this group of 3 lobbyists by themselves and said, well, we don't want the people to decide. We, the lobbyists, are going to decide, led by Marty Stevens, who's the LDS Church's lobbyist and the Medical Association, and then Connor Boyack, who had been in favor of it. So they meet, and then they have the audacity to hold a press conference and say, we've come up with a compromise. Not one Democrat was part of that compromise. No patients were part of the compromise. They had the compromise, and they said, we don't care what the people do. We don't care if they voted for it or against it. This is the bill that's going to pass, because by then they had legislative leadership on board. And so today they are going to look the people of Utah in the eye and say, we don't give a damn about what you, the people, voted for. We're going to completely replace what you passed with our own better ideas. And they're bad ideas.
Why are they bad? Why are they bad?
It makes it more difficult to get medical cannabis. It has what's called a central fill. It sets up this bureaucracy. Hundreds of state employees will be drug dealers. They'll be passing out drugs, illegal drugs. It will set up a whole monetary system. All of these, there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of government agents all over to get a few people the medical cannabis they need. What happened to little government? What happened to it? You guys, they are over the top with hundreds and hundreds of pages of regulation about the gelatinous way to deliver it. It has to be in a cube. If it morphs off into a circle, then presumably
but Jim,
the details are terrible.
But they're just saying they want to very tightly control it so that it doesn't become recreational marijuana and anybody can get it. What's wrong with that?
Look, well, the people took that into consideration when they wrote what the people passed. They don't want this kind of strong arm tactic kind of legislation that the legislature, who knows better all along, that's what they've said. You know, the people just don't understand it. If they understood what we understand, reefer madness, they wouldn't do all this.
We saw the movie.
Guess what? Guess who really doesn't understand it? It's not the people. It's the lobbyists that don't understand it. Most of them have never tried marijuana, and yet they're right there hysterical about it. There's a lot of people in the state of Utah, believe me, I've learned, that have used it or do use it for medicinal or other purposes. They're the people who understand it, and they voted for it.
I was at a party on Saturday night, and there were everybody there was planning on being at the protest that's happening today. They're very angry about it up at the Capitol.
So you're saying that they're lying, because I heard Greg Hughes say we're not repealing it. We're just tweaking it a little bit. We're just making adjustments. You're saying they're throwing completely out what the initiative was, and they're completely rewriting.
What will happen if this passes? If this bill that they come forward with today at the special session, what will happen?
It's designed, this is the most pernicious part of it, it's designed to fail. They put things in there that, in my opinion, will make it possible that there will never be any medical cannabis distributed. Because they put little
pills?
For example, like designed to fail. Items like issues about the dosage and what doctors must do and what they must not do. and we'll be the only state that has state employees actually handing out the drugs. These are things that when they bring it to court, a judge is going to go, well, yeah, that's not right. You know, having public employees. And what about the right of religious liberty of state employees who don't want to do that?
So you're saying they're writing it in ways that it inevitably will end up in court. So this will be they'll kick the ball down the,
and then they can say, "We tried."
That's exactly it. They want to say, "Yeah, we were there. We heard the voice of the people." Baloney. Let the voice of the people be what the voice of the people was, but they're not going there.
And so what do you want to have happen, Jim Tabacus?
Tabacus has 2 bills, if they'll hear them, 2 substitute bills. The first one just takes Prop 2, and there was some technical language in there that's a little bit, that needed to be cleaned up. So I've asked legislative staff with Representative Rebecca Chavez-Hauk, we cleaned that up totally. Okay. So all the legislative lawyers say that's fine. That's the one. They'll get to vote on that. The second one just says, guess what? We will have medical cards. If you meet these qualifications, you get a medical card. Period. If you have a medical card, marijuana is decriminalized for you. And we don't care how you get it. Get it through the current distribution
Jim, they're
system.
Never going to go for that.
That is the best because there's no bureaucracy. There's no millions of dollars.
If I had a medical card, I can get it from Dr. Feelgood and Cape Pasa.
You can buy it in Denver. You can buy it in Nevada. You can get it wherever you want to get it.
Our attorney Ed Brass points out it's still a federal crime, so the AG will advise public employees they cannot distribute without risking federal prosecution. It's a scam.
That's the part that's going to get
this is the scam
tied up in
that
court.
He's talking about in there.
So the attorney general will immediately step forward and say, well,
Sorry.
state employees can't distribute it. It's a federal crime.
This is
It's baked in to lose because they never wanted it in the first place, but they don't have the guts, and I could go lower. They don't have the guts to look the people in the eye and say, screw you.
You could say cojones.
What can we do? What can we do, Jim?
There would need to be, because the fix is in. I mean, they've counted the votes. They've counted them twice. Going to find out who's naughty and not going to be reelected within that Republican caucus. It would take a wave starting in St. George and Washington County and rolling up through the state and east to Price and Wendover and from Logan down, from Davis County and Utah County to call their legislators because they don't have to do this. They don't have to spit in the face of the voters. What kind of audacity is that?
Well, it's business as usual.
It's the Republican-controlled legislature.
As I have said for many years, the Utah State Legislature wants to be and is your dad.
Well, my dad is reefer madness because he doesn't know anything about marijuana, and it's about time that the people looked their legislators in the eyes and said, don't vote for this, quote, compromise. And who are these 3 people that got to decide everything?
So that's what we got to do. Call our representatives and say, don't vote for the compromise.
Yeah, call them now, because remember, it starts at 10.
Yes.
All right.
All right, guys.
Jim Tabacus, we love you.
Always a pleasure. Yeah, we'll let you know what happens.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right. Traffic, Gina.
Dumping snow up in Davis, Weber County, and Roy. Roads are terrible. Hill Air Force Base. I guess all the gates are backed up at Hill Air Force Base. If you're sitting there in that, let me know if it's getting any better. Accident 114 South northbound at I-15. Major slowdowns involved in that. Those all came in via text at 33986.
All right, here are your Boehner candidates coming up. Boehner candidate number 1. Hey, let me introduce you to my boys. Boehner candidate number 2. And don't get me started on the damn Easter Bunny. And Boehner candidate number 3. What? We were just on an Oreo run.
All right, so we got Boehner's Round 1, Big Boy News, all coming up after these. Speaking of natural products, Grove.co, that's what they specialize in. And it is that time of year for the holiday season, the holiday scents that come in. So why not have your cleaning products smell all Christmassy and stuff? Why not? There's some nice ones here. Mrs. Meyer's exclusive offer from Grove before it runs out. The holiday scents are Iowa Pine, which is very nice, Peppermint, and Orange Clove, which is my favorite. New customers will get the holiday set when you place your first order of $20. Free Mrs. Meyer's holiday hand soap, dish soap, and multi-surface spray. Also, a Grove Collaborative Red Cleaning Caddy and Walnut Scrubber Sponges. Plus, if you spend $39, you'll receive a free Grove stoneware tray to beautifully display your holiday soaps. So shop Grove before this exclusive holiday offer runs out. This stuff's going to be gone pretty quickly. For a limited time, our listeners who sign up get an amazing free Mrs. Meyer's holiday products, a free 60-day VIP membership, and a surprise bonus gift just for you when you sign up and place an order of $20 or more. So check out Grove and the special holiday offer at grove.co/x96. You got to do that /x96 so that you get the deal and we get the credit. That's grove.co, not com/x96.
X96 presents Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Remember that info. You're going to need it to vote for Boehner's Round 1.
Are you ever?
3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to Boehner fight and possibly become Boehner of the Day? It'll go up against the winner of Round 2. We're going to do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. We'll take the winner of each round, both of them, and put them into Boehner fight at 9:20, and that's when you'll decide Boehner of the Day. So pick your champion for Round 1 now. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boehner voters will receive.
Well, one of these guys.
What? What is that?
If you go to x96.com/live,
it's a stretch.
It's a stretch.
Wes
Trump.
is here.
Wes,
hi Wes.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, Wes. What the hell is that thing?
This is Stretch the Truth Trump, kind of inspired by the Stretch Armstrong doll.
Kind of.
Well, exactly inspired. We bought him for our kid last year for Christmas, and we looked at him and he looks a lot like Trump, and so
the classic Stretch Armstrong.
Exactly,
yeah.
Made just like him, but with a nice Trump. A lot of people say we're kind of a little too nice to him, but
here, Carrie, grab the arm. We're gonna stretch.
So it's a
I'm doing it off
Stretch the
camera here.
Truth Trump. Oh, this one's nice and warmed up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. The warmer they are, the stretchier they are.
Yeah, it's full of the corn syrup, basically. I mean, you could eat them. We wouldn't recommend it. But.
No, I wouldn't.
Although I knew a lot of kids when we had them wanted to know what was inside.
This is a good way to get rid of your frustrations. I like.
So one random Boehner voter will receive a Stretch the Truth Trump. Where can people procure these?
Yeah, it's www.stretchthetruth.com/x96.
Okay.
And then for the next 2 weeks, a portion of our proceeds will also be going to the Veterans Homeless Foundation.
Oh, good.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
So,
nice.
being a veteran myself, it was we want to help these veterans out with getting homes. And
You're a vet. You are also a veteran. Huh?
I am. I served 4 years in the Marine Corps, and so I know a lot of people that have been affected by it. A lot of people need that kind of.
You know who hasn't served in the military? This guy right here.
Bone spurs.
And
Old bone spurs.
And yes, he has tiny hands. Yes.
Yeah. The most ironic stress toy to battle today's stress, and the most stressful person coming out there. So
thank you, Wes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So again, the website is
www.stretchthetruth.com/x96.
All right, thanks. All right, here's Boehner candidate number 1. Let me introduce you to my boys. The New York City Police Department has suspended a detective after learning he recorded a 32-second video of his testicles. Of his testicles.
Oh.
On a body cam. See, it's called Let Me Introduce You to My Boys.
Oh.
He recorded a 32-second video of his testicles on a body cam in what appears to have been a horribly ill-advised prank, according to the New York Daily News. According to the Daily News, law enforcement sources and internal police documents said Detective Specialist Raymond Williams of the 79th Precinct was suspended Thursday after the video was inadvertently discovered by a female staffer at the city's legal bureau during a review of recordings. Detective Williams worked at a neighborhood coordination officer with which the NYPD wrote on its website are liaisons between community members and the police. Boehner candidate number 1. Well, let me introduce you to my boys. Here's Boehner candidate number 2. Don't get me started on the damn Easter Bunny. Now, this substitute teacher is a liar. Okay, let me just first start out by saying that for tender ears that might be listening, there is no truth to this at all. But a substitute teacher in Montville, and it says this is the Lehigh Valley, so I believe this is Pennsylvania, has landed on the naughty list after telling first graders that Santa is not real.
Well, that's just a damn lie.
That's what I said. The Cedar Hill School sent a letter to parents apologizing for the holiday gaffe, which occurred on Thursday in the first grade class.
Oh,
during the course of the day, a substitute teacher apparently announced to the class that Santa Claus was not real.
Why would you do that?
The school's principal, Jay Raj, wrote on a letter provided to the New Jersey the New Jersey Advance Media. Now, Principal Raj did not identify the teacher, but said he had spoken with her regarding poor judgment in making this proclamation. But apparently the teacher did not stop at ruining Santa. No magical creatures were safe. She just went on, elf on the shelf. Oh, no, that's all nonsense.
Why did she lie to the kids like this?
There is no explanation for this. But apparently, this substitute teacher just went on and on and on about, Tooth Fairy? Ha! And don't get me started on that damn Easter Bunny.
Those are...
Boehner candidate number 2.
She lied to the children.
Apparently, she did.
That's just mean.
Coming up in a moment, Boehner candidate number 3. What? We were just on an Oreo run.
Big boy news now. Boehner candidate number 3 after the news. News brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, featuring corned beef, pastrami, mustard, and pickles, imported from New York City, now serving breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Saturday, dinner Thursday through Saturday, featuring local live music Friday and Saturday nights. 20th East, 27th South. Go to feldmansdeli.com.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, just trying to get your,
yeah,
get your taste buds all set for that. You know what? It's real. Feldman's Deli is real. Gene, I have good news for you.
What?
Ariana Grande's Thank You Next necklace, which I know you're familiar with and have been really wanting.
I asked
it is available.
Okay, yeah, because I asked for Christmas.
It is available. You will be able to purchase the Thank You Next 14-karat white gold pendant.
Well, I won't. Someone will buy it for me.
I know. It's just, yeah, of course. Of course. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking that you may have to return one of the 2 or 3 that you will probably receive. It's only $520, and it's available for purchase online. It's not exactly cheap, but probably nothing to somebody who has 2 Fendi purses and a silver Lexus. And I'm talking about Gina, not Ariana Grande. Medical marijuana here in Utah. How did it get here? Legislative leaders will try today to make good on their promise to pass a comprehensive medical marijuana bill that strikes the right balance of adequately addressing patients' needs for access and maintaining safeguards against abuse. Although if you were just listening to State Senator Jim DeBacchus, maybe they aren't. Scrutiny on the special session will be high, as the bill that legislators will consider will in essence supersede Proposition 2, which was passed last month by 53% of voters and officially become the law of the land in Utah on Saturday. So if it passes, it'll be the law on Saturday. And then we'll see when, if ever, we have medical marijuana.
But that's why they're insisting on everybody come vote, and we will send the sergeant at arms out to get you if you're not here.
Because they really, really, really want to pass it. Why do they so desperately want to have everybody come and have it pass? Why? Because maybe that lends some validity to what Senator DeBacchus was saying. They so desperately want it to pass because they know it will never really happen.
It will get bogged down in court.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially this compromise thing that they've got.
The compromise, the comprehensive bill sponsored by Utah House Speaker Greg Hughes is a compromise that multiple supporters and opponents of Prop 2 have agreed to support. 2 days before the election, this is according to the Salt Lake Tribune, a large gathering of members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints listened as their stake president, also a powerful lobbyist, issued clear-cut guidance about their vote on a Utah ballot initiative for medical cannabis. Follow the prophet, said Marty Stevens, the chief lobbyist for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, during a South Jordan stake conference involving multiple congregations in the area. The church, the Utah-based church, led by President Russell M. Nelson, who members revere as the prophet, had already declared its opposition to Proposition 2, concluding it would spawn a loosely controlled medical cannabis program that would threaten public health and safety. However, Stevens knew some members were wondering if they'd been commanded to follow the church's instruction to vote against Proposition 2 or whether they could exercise their free will. And his response to the question would draw him into charged political waters that church leaders typically try to avoid during religious gatherings. They say, we shouldn't bring politics into church meetings.
Sure.
But he went ahead and did it anyway, according to an audio recording that was released to the Salt Lake Tribune. Did you have something you wanted to comment on, Richie?
Only that this kind of thing, as an active member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, when I hear this kind of stuff, when they say vote this way or don't vote this way, as I was telling Dylan in the booth, it makes me crazy. It hasn't happened very much, and certainly not as overtly as this, but I have a real problem with it.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to say don't bring it in, then don't bring it in.
Then don't bring it in.
Yeah.
I mean,
or bring it in and pay taxes.
Yeah, or bring it in and own that you bring it in, right? Yeah. Like, hey, you know what? We are going to tell you how, and here's how we would like you to do it.
It is inevitable that people talk about it in church meetings amongst themselves.
Sure. Yeah, but that is not this.
But it's different from a leader that everybody respects doing it from the pulpit.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty terrible. And thanks, Richie. That was... And I could tell as Richie's emotional about that. It makes him feel bad. Man, it's really bad in Paris. Have you followed this?
What, like
riots?
Yeah.
At the bare bottom of the shopping cart that this person that they're writing about, there was a packet of $6 sausages and not much else because there's not much in the stores because the riot There are blockades.
Mm-hmm.
They're not letting trucks get in.
Because gas prices are high and food prices are high.
Well, the government raised the price of gas, I thought, because they want to discourage driving.
What they're called yellow vest protests. They've been setting fires. The protesters have been setting fires usually Paris has been kind of immune from a lot of this kind of thing, but it's been awful. And the yellow vest protesters facing riot police in Paris. There's tear gas everywhere, and it's just been ugly. And it's because of the rise of the gas prices are so high. And but then the people in the countryside around are suffering because of that as well. And I don't know.
I mean, the sentiment is a good one, but they just went about it wrong.
Yeah.
They're trying to encourage people to drive less and to get electric cars as opposed to the gas ones, and they kind of ham-fisted this one. Yeah. There is a way to do it that's not so ham-fisted.
Yeah. Shireen Jabani, remember her?
Yes, I like her.
She's announced her bid for Salt Lake County Mayor Ben McAdams' position when he begins his term as congressman.
See, and I don't know who to choose. I like both. Jenny Wilson. I like both Jenny and Shireen.
That's a hard.
Now,
as
I understand it, though, nobody gets the choice. It's the Salt Lake County Democratic Party.
Democratic Party.
They decide ultimately.
Oh, okay.
It's the delegate of the Democratic Party.
Yeah, the voters are not going to decide.
Okay.
But I bet you can make your wishes known somehow.
Sure, you can. The voters of the county can contact their delegates and let them know what they think. But one thing that was interesting about this is that so Gorbani ran against Chris Stewart, and didn't win, obviously. But she did phenomenally well with the vote in Salt Lake County.
I voted for her.
The percentage of votes that she got out of Salt Lake County were huge, 67%.
Really?
She got 67% of the votes for in Salt Lake County, which is phenomenal, which is why I think she decided to do this.
Interesting.
The Salt Lake County voters like her a lot, so maybe she has some sort of a chance to win against Jenny Wilson. A man planned to assassinate Donald Trump, North Dakota man. He said he was going to kill him with a forklift.
It's an interesting choice.
He planned to use a forklift to flip over President Trump's limo. Gregory Lee Langang, charged in federal court regarding his plan that revolved around Trump's visit to Mandan, North Dakota back in September of 2017. Now, I don't know why they're finally just bringing the case against him now, but he said he was getting a forklift and he was going to flip over the limo with a forklift.
All right. I'll give him points for creativity. Weather, traffic.
It's related because hearing from lots of people that the weather is terrible up in Weber, Davis County. Snowing a lot, roads are slick, visibility's low. Hearing from several people that are having issues with the traffic and the weather there. They want me to remind you to please don't tailgate. Leave like 3 car lengths between you and the car in front of you if you can. Before you leave, also clear all of the snow off your car, not just the front windshield. Those side windows and rear view mirrors are important too. And clear it off the top of your car, like Carrie was saying earlier. Get a broom and brush it off the top of your car so it doesn't blow back onto the car behind you in traffic. And I guess it's difficult getting on Hill Air Force Base this morning too. Traffic in Roy is the worst I've ever seen, somebody else says. Heavy snow in Layton. They sent that in all via text at 33986. The Sundance Film Festival returns January 24th through February 3rd in Park City, Salt Lake City, Sundance Resort. Discover the 2019 lineup, including world premiere films at sundance.org/festival.
Here's Boehner candidate number 3. What? We were just going on an Oreo run. I don't think this is an Oreo taste test that we ought to be doing, by the way.
What?
10 football players at a Northern Illinois high school were suspended from the team for 3 games last month after they ran across the field naked with Oreo cookies wedged between their buttocks.
What?
The Rockford Register-Star reports that the Byron High School players were suspended for indecent exposure, but the school administrators concluded that they went on the Oreo run at the school's football field voluntarily and were not victims of hazing. The paper reported the story after obtaining a letter sent to parents of students who admitted to participating in the Oreo run in October. The students were forced to sit out games on November 19th, 17th, and 23rd, the last of which was the state Class 3A championship game in which Byron lost 24-20 to Monticello High School. Boehner candidate number 3. What? We were just going on an Oreo run.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boehner candidate number 1. Hey, let me introduce you to the boys. New York City police officer suspended after, for some reason, recording his testicles using his body camera. Boehner candidate number 2. And don't get me started on that damn Easter Bunny. A substitute teacher in New Jersey lying substitute teacher, telling his first graders that Santa Claus and other creatures are not real.
It's a lie.
Ruining Christmas for
Don't
the kids.
listen to him.
And Boehner candidate number 3. What? We were just on an Oreo run.
All right. This is round 1 of your Boehner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boehner fight and possibly become Boehner of the day. If it wins here, it'll face off against the winner of round 2's voting. Yes, we'll do this again with 3 more candidates at 8:20 this morning. We'll throw the winners of each round into Boehner fight at 9:20, and that's when you'll decide Boehner of the day. So pick your champion of round 1 right now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember that candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Vote there. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boehner Voting December 3 and vote there. You've only got 4 minutes. Let's go. Round 1.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders. Our elders are tracting their way across the cosmos, looking for prospective converts, when suddenly they find themselves aboard the last surviving battlestar, Galactica, where our elders are introduced to Commander Adama.
Quiet, Muffy. They don't look like Cylons.
Welcome. I'm Commander Adama.
Hi, I'm Elder Chris Jansen, and this is Elder Jensen. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons. Say, you look like that guy from Bonanza.
I am in command of this fleet, and we are searching for the lost tribe of humans and a shining planet called Earth.
What a coincidence! We're from Earth. Would this lost tribe you're looking for just happen to go by the name of Nephites?
No, I don't think so. What can you tell us of Earth?
Well, everybody there is pretty much like us.
Hey, Lehigh, why don't you show them the Saturday's Warrior holographic disc that your mom sent you?
Look, Muffy, they have more teeth than you do.
And you say this pretty well represents Earth?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Colonel Ty, turn the fleet around and set course for Cylon.
Father, you can't be serious.
Son, if we have to choose between genocide and a life with those Saturday's Warrior people, I'll take my chances with the Cylons.
So, I guess this means that you won't be joining our church then.
Apollo, Starbuck, show these two to a launch bay, and make sure they take that holodisc with them.
Oh, Felger Carb.
Elder Jensen, what's your language?
Fleeing the Lex Diaz of Edo tyranny, the last battlestar, Galactica, sets off for a shining planet called Cylon. Join us next time to hear Elder Jensen say,
Hey, do you think that kid knows that his dog is really just a monkey in an orange dog suit?
on the next brain-numbing episode of Space Elders.
Ask for a selfie with them.
I usually delete that one. Let's see, 7:46 and time. Huh?
Which is not to say we don't.
No.
Well, it's fine when you ask for a selfie.
And we do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's just I'm tired of hearing that line. It's just for our own.
Yeah.
Because we're tired of it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we're about to award round one of your Boehner voting.
And it's brought to you in part by Baked Apples.
And everyone's needs this Trump version of Stretch Armstrong on their holiday stocking this season. It's a humorous holiday gift where smiles are in order. Portion of the proceeds benefit the Homeless Veterans Fellowship. StretchTheTruthDoll.com/X96.
And Alex,
no,
right?
Eric.
Eric. Sorry, I called you Wes.
And Alex.
And Alex just now. Eric. I know he's
so
probably
here's how you
listening.
Remember. Donald Trump has two sons.
Alex and Wes.
Donald Jr.
And Alex and Wes.
And Eric.
Oh, Eric. Okay. Sorry, Eric. So we had Boehner candidate number 1. Let me introduce you to the boys, specifically my boys, a New York City police officer who, for some reason, I can never understand this, why men...
I don't get it.
Yeah. Like Brett Favre, who will be a Boehner candidate coming up next hour, recorded his little guy, or big guy, I don't know, and sent it to somebody some years ago. This police officer recorded his testicles on his body cam.
Maybe it was an accident. Maybe he had it
No,
it was... okay.
If you go into the details of the story, it was no accident.
All right.
Then Boehner candidate number 2, substitute teacher, a lying substitute teacher telling first graders that Santa Claus was not real. And that was horrible. Of course, now, Santa came along and disabused all the kids of that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm
Santa
glad.
showed up and said,
Why, you lying sack, you're getting nothing from me.
And then Boehner candidate number 3, we were just making an Oreo run. School officials determining that the high school football players who were caught running nude with Oreo cookies between their butt cheeks were not in a hazing incident, but nonetheless, they were disgusting. They were suspended. Jessica won the Stretch the Truth Trump. I'm sure she's very excited. And Eric will get that to you, Jessica. And the winner, overwhelmingly, Boehner candidate number 2. And don't get me started on the damn Easter Bunny.
All right, that's your winner of round 1. It now has a chance to become Boehner of the Day. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. We'll present 3 more candidates at 8:20 this morning. The winner of that round they'll go get thrown into the Boehner fight as well. So one of those 2 will become Boehner of the Day. 9:20 is when that's decided by you.
So I was sitting at my desk at home yesterday. What time was it? It was just 4 in the afternoon, about. And I got a text from Kat Palmer. She's a photographer, artist. She really does some nice photography too, and and she's about town and knows everybody, and is she's just one of those people. And she says, "I'm sending out holiday cards. What's your mailing address?" And I went, So I texted her back and I said, "You're really motivated. I haven't sent out cards in years. Happy holidays. I've been following a lot of your stuff on Instagram. Looks great." And then I sent her my address. She says, "Oh, thank you. I've had my holiday cards done for over a week."
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. "Just no time to send them until now. I hope you're doing well." And so we start having this Twitter or text conversation. I said, "I'm okay, thanks. I hope to see you soon sometime this month." She said, "Well, okay, yeah, just maybe in a couple of weeks my schedule will open up. Want to grab drinks or have dinner or something?" I said, "Well, I guess that could happen. Maybe a luncheon. Perhaps we have lunch." And she says, "Okay, that'd work. How does the 14th look for you?"
Good Lord. She was holding you to it.
But I remember this about her whenever I've been around her. This is what she's like. She doesn't she just makes plans. That's what you're going to do.
Okay.
"What does the 14th look like for you?" I say, "Well, okay. That looks pretty good." And then I said, "Well, you want to invite anybody else? Like Ivy?" Because she's friends with Ivy. And she's friends with Dina Manzanares. I said, you want to do that? Those are people I don't see very often.
You're going to be a lady who lunches.
She said, well, listen, why don't I put together a little guest list? She said.
Did you get an Evite?
She said, it'll be nice. How does Taqueria 27 sound?
Wow.
And I said, well, yeah, that's great.
This grew quickly.
Yes. I mean, this is... And then I said, well, I'm starting to kind of get behind this. What, is this going to be like a party? And she said, listen, I'm going to invite a whole bunch of, and apparently it's going to be me and a bunch of women.
You're going to be one of the ladies who lunch.
I guess.
When is this happening?
The 14th. Apparently. I said,
At the downtown taqueria?
I said, I'm excited to see who you, I said, I'm so excited to see who you come up with. Although, do I get a say on the guest list? Because I might see somebody on it and I want to say, oh, no, I can't stand that person. And she says, well, so far, I've just already invited Dina Manzanares and Ivy, our friend from Booze-Teague.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anybody you wouldn't like to see there?
It's me, right?
I said Gina.
Yeah.
I don't want Gina there. No, I just said, well, nobody. And then we started talking on the phone. I accidentally called her. I didn't mean to call her. I was going to text her again.
Okay, so you're going to, it's a ladies' lunch, Bill. So you can just have a salad.
Oh, okay. Just a salad.
Even though you're going to taqueria, although they have a good salad.
And I would say the dressing needs to be on the side.
On the side,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
But what if I have
no.
to have just a salad?
Yeah, just because
a salad.
You just have a salad.
And then do we have to split the bill like however many people are there
Yes.
that many ways?
And then that will take an hour figuring out who had what.
Exactly.
And I had the extra side of guac, so that's an extra. But yeah, it'll take an hour.
Am I going to really hate this?
And then you have to talk about your relationships.
Oh no,
That's going to be
You have to.
There
will be feelings.
Yeah, you'll probably have to cry at some point.
Ooh. Kat did say, my partner's going to be back in town by then. You don't know her, but maybe I'll invite her.
Okay.
And I said, okay, that sounds sweet. She's in Nepal. And I said,
wow.
Well, I've been in Nepal.
Oh,
and she
you can
said,
talk about
and
that.
she said, oh, good, I'll definitely invite her. But this is real. It's just kind of odd how this happened. But that's the sort of person, I think that's the sort of person that Kat Palmer is. Things just happen. And you let them happen.
Well, I can't wait to hear how this goes.
Should I have her invite you?
No.
No?
I would ruin the dynamic.
Actually, you probably would.
I would.
You probably would. Because it should be me and all these women that I don't know that well.
Yeah. If you and I go, it'll just turn into...
It will ruin the dynamic.
It'll just turn into the Gina and Bill show.
Yeah.
No, you don't want that.
No, God, no. Who wants that?
So it's nasty out there. It's a mess in Davis and Weber County. Someone says, stay home. It's Armageddon. Also, clear the snow off your car. And yes, all of it. Not just the tiny portion of it.
I'm in a hurry.
And apparently people weren't expecting snow. They don't have snow scrapers in their car. They're completely befuddled about what to do.
Listen, some sort of credit card works well to scrape your window. If you still have a cassette tape.
Your hotel room key.
Nobody has
your
that.
hotel room key.
UTA bus has slid off the frontage road alongside I-15 between Roy and Riverdale. It is super stuck and super slick. Very slow traffic southbound I-15 in Marriott-Slaterville. Car accident, I-80 eastbound by Saltaire. Traffic is really backed up. Take the 201 to get around that. Too many accidents to mention, but just know that the weather is an issue this morning, particularly in Davis and Weber County. Go to Hale, Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air for a $49 furnace tune-up, which includes a 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better, scotthale.com.
If you haven't done it by now, you should have gotten into Big O tires and gotten those snow tires. But they're still doing the snow tires starting at just $49.95. Snow tires have I didn't know this until I saw this piece of copy from Big O Tires.
What's that?
Snow tires have different rubber compounds than regular tires.
I just found out about that about a year ago.
They're softer.
Yeah.
They grip the road differently.
They have tread. I did know they have different tread patterns, obviously, but they also have this softer rubber, and the snow tires will grip the road, as Gina said, a lot better. They don't get hard. The rubber doesn't get hard in the cold weather.
It kind of spreads out a little bit and gives you more traction.
Yeah, specially designed to grip those slippery surfaces. Big O is your one-stop for car care. Come in for brakes, batteries, wiper blades, alignment, shock struts, and all of that stuff. And they also have no credit needed financing. But remember, snow tires starting at just $49.95. They have financing tailored for you. Big O has 40 locations. They are the team you trust. So visit bigotires.com and find a location near you.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
It's the Radio from Hell.
with incomplete sports, weather, and traffic on X96 Radio from Hell.
All right, 8:03. Is this a sponsored feature?
Nope.
All right.
Well, here is Mr. William T. Frost.
Sure.
T?
Sure.
Do you have a middle name?
I do.
What is it?
It is Kyle.
We've discussed this.
Forgive me for not remembering that Bill Frost's middle name is Kyle.
You'll never forget now.
We've been doing this since the 80s. There's bound to some things are going to be slipping by.
God.
It's true.
Kyle, huh?
You don't hear Kyle as a middle name very often. Kyle's usually a first name.
Yeah, you're right, Gina. That's awfully memorable.
William is more of a middle name than Kyle.
I think you should go by W.K. Frost.
It's not bad.
That's a good
Sounds pretty
writer's name.
authoritative.
It's for your erotic fiction that you write.
Okay.
Bill Frost,
Noted.
who writes for Slug Magazine, you have a new piece.
It is coming out this week. It's about Christmas movies and TV shows you might not have otherwise thought of to watch
Such
over
as?
the holidays. A couple of them in there, like, I've included Happy from the Sci-Fi Channel, Chris Maloney and Patton Oswalt.
That is a Christmas show.
Very Christmas show, yeah. And a long lost favorite of mine, The Hebrew Hammer, starring Adam Goldberg.
Yeah. One of my favorites of all time, and I think I still have it on video, is Pee Wee Herman's Christmas special.
Oh, yeah.
With Grace Jones. Oh, my God.
Yes.
She does 2 songs in that, I think, and they're just great. My God, she was good. Anyway, you can find that and Bill Frost's podcast, TV Tan, and his musical ventures all at billfrost.tv.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So what do you got?
Well, tomorrow night on the Travel Channel, we're taking a magical history lesson from Megan Fox.
All right, now right away.
Why are we doing that?
This is called Legends of the Lost with Megan Fox.
Legends?
It's a 4-part series where Megan Fox goes in search of the truth about things like Stonehenge and were there female Viking warriors and was the Trojan War real? You know, things like that.
What?
So, well, I immediately am questioning how historically accurate it's going to be because Megan Fox is the host.
Not because it's a travel channel?
No.
Why? Okay, whatever.
You're already thinking about it too much.
Yeah, it's not worth questioning. Go ahead.
Wednesday, a favorite from last year, season 2, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime.
Good. Yeah, that
quite
was great.
Quite enjoyed that first season.
Yeah, with what's her name as her manager?
Alex Borstein.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
She's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this is from Amy Sherman Palladino. If you're a fan of that fast talking Gilmore Girls style, just think of that, but set in the 50s with a lot of pastels.
And it's just so well written, but it's a great story about stand up.
Yeah, she's a housewife who ventures into stand-up, which is not something to do in the 50s as a housewife. Coming up on Thursday, would you believe season 16 of Top Chef?
16?
16, yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sue and I watched this one.
Yeah, they're going to Kentucky this year
okay.
because they've run out of states.
Want to learn how to cook squirrel?
I think so, yeah.
Will there ever be a Salt Lake City challenge?
I'm sure there will be at some point.
No.
The Jell-O challenge?
No, funeral potatoes.
Oh.
So, chefs, the local cuisine consists of...
Yes.
And we want to get a take on funeral potatoes. Your interpretation. Go.
You only have 20 minutes.
That was my Padme Lakshmi.
Pretty good. Pretty good, yeah.
Impression.
The Ranch. The season 3
yeah.
continues on Netflix on Friday.
My mom loves this show.
Some people love this show. I don't understand it, but...
Well, it's because it's Sam Elliott.
Well, okay, he's in there.
It's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And Saturday Night Live, hosted by Jason Momoa.
Yay!
Jason
Aquaman.
Mimosa?
Yeah.
And the musical guest is...
I'm not mentioning them.
Why?
All right.
Why is that?
You can. I just choose not to
say their names.
Say their name. Go ahead, Gina.
No, I don't know. I'm just...
You don't know?
I wanted to know who the
Oh, you were
musical
asking.
guest-
Okay, it's Mumford and Sons.
Mumford and Sons.
So if you want your banjo stop, clamp, and chant music, then
it's quite all
there.
right. On a Sunday morning, I will fast forward. That'll be fun.
And coming up on Sunday, the Elseworlds crossover event on the CW, starting with The Flash. The Flash and the Green Arrow
Yes.
suddenly trade places.
They do a body swap.
It's Freaky Friday.
It's Freaky Friday, and then Batwoman shows up.
Yes.
Okay, then.
Okay.
This will continue on Monday with Arrow and into Tuesday with Supergirl. Legends of Tomorrow are sitting this one out, apparently.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just a 3-parter this time. I guess 4 parts was too much.
Yeah, they're going to another dimension or something, and they're introducing Batwoman, played by what's her name? She's perfect for it though. Ruby Rose.
I believe you're right.
Is that
Yes.
it? She's perfect for this
Yes.
part.
The Australian.
And and if people warm up to this character, she'll get her own series.
Yeah,
which I'm
yeah.
all for.
And also, even though Legends of Tomorrow is sitting this one out, I would recommend checking out the most current season of Legends of Tomorrow. It's pretty good. It's much improved.
You got Constantine in there.
Yeah.
They've shaken things up a bit. They're dealing with magic instead of just time travel this time around.
I would say if you tapped out a while ago, you can tap back in. You won't miss a step.
The show's always been crazy.
Yeah.
But it's really fun this season.
Yeah. And that's all the new stuff this week.
That's it?
Yeah, yeah.
Not much. All right.
You should really do a Hallmark, Christmas Lifetime TV show review. You should really. You're
Well,
the TV guy. You
there-
should
there's
give
a-
us a whole list of
people.
Oh, I
love
will.
them.
It's just
it will be exhaustive because there's so many of them.
And I just don't get it. People love them, and I don't get
I
it.
think you need to do a comprehensive.
And they're
That's
all.
my request.
I'll take that. I'll take that challenge.
And about 75% of them, it's the same plot
It's the same actors.
and the same actors
Filmed on the same set.
filmed here.
Yeah, there's a couple of them included in my Slug thing that will be out this week.
Okay.
From years past, and also for work, I did a thing. I think it's dropping today. There was a study done of each state's favorite Christmas movie overall. Just films.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Films.
All 50. Yeah, and it was going by the most searched Christmas movie in each state.
Wasn't it a Christmas Story for every single one?
No, it was not.
That was going to be my guess for
no,
this state.
No, the most popular one was Elf.
Here?
Overall.
Overall. Elf is the most popular.
Yes.
I love Elf.
Has supplanted A Christmas Story.
Really?
Yeah. And the rest of them, I'll send it to you when it. I think it's being posted today.
I'd love to see it.
I will send it out.
Elf is the most popular Christmas
Where
movie.
does Bad Santa make any?
Once.
Yeah, because that's mine.
Really?
Yeah, one state.
Nevada.
No.
Yeah, that was a good guess, though, because there's no children in Nevada.
Also, for a couple of states, which I could not believe, Eyes Wide Shut.
What?
Yeah.
A Christmas?
I went back and looked at it. It's been a while. There's a Christmas theme running throughout Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
Terrible movie, but it's in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And once and for all, Bruce Willis has spoken, and he has said that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
And this list sadly reflects that.
Okay.
All right.
I protested, but
yeah, with all the
I just did what I was
protesting.
told.
Exactly.
Well, it's a mess. Traffic backed up in North Ogden because of an accident in Roy. UTA buses are running really behind. That's 3 reallys due to the snow. Southbound I-15 on-ramp on Pennsylvania Avenue in Ogden is closed. Southbound I-15 stopped in Far West. Use an alternate. Utah County just as slick. Remind people that they think they can go fast when they're driving a 4-wheel drive. It's a 4-wheel drive, not a 4-wheel stop. Also, turn your hugging lights on. Semi blocking the lane eastbound I-80 near Saltaire. It's blocking traffic. Very slow around Marriott Slaterville. It's a mess, particularly in Davis and Weber County and also Utah County. Salt Lake County seems to be spared a little bit of it, but give yourself some extra time this morning. Clear the snow off your car, all the snow off all the windows, please.
And the roof.
And the roof. Because when you don't, that snow blows back in the car behind you and makes it's a courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
That's traffic.
All right.
We've got Boner's Round 2 coming up. Here are the candidates. Boner candidate number 1. It is my personal belief that I don't have to do that. Boner candidate number 2. You don't have to be a genius to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. And Boner candidate number 3. New Mexican or old Mexican, you still need a passport.
All right. We got round 2 of your boners along with Big Boy News all coming up. Brooklinen.com. Got to tell you about This is a great idea for gift giving because it's not just, the sheets that I'm always telling you about that I love, my Brooklinen sheets, but they also have other things on the website. It's a great idea for gift giving. They have towels, robes, candles, sleep masks, all a lot of great ideas for gifts this season. And their super fast shipping makes sure that you get your holiday gifts right on time. Of course, you might as well treat yourself to some nice Brooklinen sheets. Yes, it's very nice. And the duvet covers, because you got the comforter in there. The duvet covers have these wonderful ties on the inside so that the comforter doesn't shift.
Keeps it in place.
Inside of it, keeps it in place. My Brooklinen sheets are the best, most comfortable sheets I've ever slept on, and now it's time for you to try them. They have an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get $20 off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson, my last name, at brooklinen.com. And they are so confident in their product that all their sheets, comforters, and towels come with a lifetime warranty. The only way to get $20 off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson, Jackson, at brooklinen.com, BROOKLINEN.com, and the promo code Jackson. These really are the best sheets ever.
The holidays are a time of family, a time of appreciating those who... Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
We have a quick giveaway we need to tell you about.
Okay.
X96 is proud to announce Monster Jam Triple Threat Series returning to Vivint Smart Home Arena January 4th through the 5th. The biggest, boldest head-to-head competition featuring Monster Jam trucks, speedsters, and ATVs. Opening night tickets start at just $15, and they're on sale at Ticketmaster.com. I'm going to read you a name, and you need to text 33986 whether you think that person is a rider, R-I-D-E-R, or a writer, W-R-I-T-E-R. Rider or writer. The name is Henry Miller. Is that a writer or a writer? Text it to 33986.
All right. Also, before we get to round 2 of the boner voting, Bruce Willis is wrong about Die Hard. He said it's not a Christmas movie, but the writer, the screenwriter, Stephen E. D'Souza, says it's a Christmas movie.
I think you go with the writer.
And apparently there are more Christmas songs in it than the movie White Christmas. So...
well, it's a Christmas movie.
I'm going with Christmas movie now. All right, it's time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you'll decide with your vote. Of these 3, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight, to possibly become Boner of the Day? See if it wins here. It's got to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. It was an hour ago. You missed that. So... we'll take both of those winners and put them into Boner Fight at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide Boner of the Day. So right now, pick your champion for round 2. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it. Gotta win it. Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Here's boner candidate number 1. It's my personal belief that I don't have to do that. Police in Lincoln, Nebraska, arrested a 35-year-old man for failing to comply with an officer during a traffic stop when the man said he didn't have to register his vehicle due to his personal beliefs.
Well...
officers pulled over Steve. Well, what? Well, what?
I want to use that for all kinds of things if it works.
Well, Stephen Logan pulled over Stephen Logan, 42nd and Baldwin Streets. After parking his car, police said Mr. Logan started walking away from his car. The officer said, stop, but he refused and kept walking, so the officer grabbed Mr. Logan's arm. The officer noticed Mr. Logan had a firearm and detained him. When asked for his identification, he told the cop that due to his personal beliefs, he's not required to register his vehicle or carry any identification, and he didn't have any insurance or any valid registration, and he says he doesn't have to because, well, it's my personal belief I don't have to do that. And the police officer said, well, it's my personal belief that you do, and he arrested him. Boner candidate number 1. It's my personal belief I don't have to do that. Here's boner candidate number 2. You know, you don't have to be a genius to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Brett Favre says he was duped into recording an anti-Semitic video by a group of posing as a veterans organization. The Hall of Fame quarterback was paid $500, which he must have desperately needed, to make the recording riddled with coded hate speech and conspiracy theories for the Cameo service, which pays celebrities to record short, personalized video messages. Posing as a veterans organization, hate groups, the Handsome Truth, and the Goyim Defense League paid Favre $500 to read a statement that included several veiled anti-Semitic remarks. Brett Favre here with a shout-out to the Handsome Truth and the GDL boys, Favre says in the video. According to BuzzFeed News, you guys are patriots in my eyes, so keep waking them up and don't let the small get you down. Keep fighting, too, and don't ever forget the USS Liberty and the men and women who died that day. God bless and take care. Waking them up is a reference to an anti-Semitic or to anti-Semitic indoctrination, while the small is an epithet referring to yarmulkes, the little little caps that Jewish men wear. Israeli fighter jets accidentally fired on the USS Liberty in 1967, believing that it was an Egyptian craft. And remember, the USS Liberty has become a rallying cry for conspiratorial bigots who believe the attack was intentional, despite statements from both the U.S. and Israeli governments otherwise. The anti-Semitic groups wrote the script and submitted it to Brett Favre via Cameo, carefully crafting the message so it wouldn't raise any red flags with Favre, who's a moron. Oh, it doesn't say that here. Here's the deal, guys. They can reject it if they don't like it, right? Handsome Truth said during a live stream planning session, according to BuzzFeed. So we were just trying to get it like, we wanted to be cryptic enough so where they would say it.
It worked.
Favre later realized that he had been...
I was going to say, they're right there in that sentence saying, we tricked him.
Yeah. Favre later realized that he had been tricked because he's an idiot and apologized after the groups posted the clip to social media, implying that he supported their cause. A few days later, I was distressed to learn that the request came from an anti-Semitic group that reposted my video with comments implying that I endorsed their mission. Nothing could be further from the truth. I am therefore donating my $500 Cameo fee to charities supporting their fight against hate and bigotry. Like most Americans, I'm sickened by what these groups stand for and concerned about their role in fueling today's negative political climate. I am a moron, but I thought I was creating a message to support the brave men and women of our military. Boehner candidate number 2, you don't have to be a genius to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. And of course, those
they tricked him on purpose.
They're idiots. Those people are awful people too. Coming up in a moment, Boehner candidate number 3, New Mexican or Old Mexican, you still need a passport.
All right, Boehner candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Go to Hale, Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air for a $49 furnace tune-up, which includes a 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better, scotthale.com.
Well, actress and Dame Joan Collins says she believes that her late sister, Jackie Collins, has been reincarnated.
Excuse me?
As a fly. Now follow along here.
All right.
The 85-year-old Dynasty legend told the Observer that one of the insects, a fly, appears next to her all of the time. And she suspects it's her true romance author sibling who died in 2015 after a long battle with breast cancer. I have this little fly who is around me all of the time. It's really strange, Joan Collins said. I think it might be my sister. I know it sounds weird, and I don't know whether I believe in the afterlife or not. My opinion is still out to lunch about that, but it is weird that wherever I go, at least 2 or 3 times a week, wherever I am, France, London, there's a fly. Now, Joan, I would ask you, what do flies like?
Oh.
What could Joan be full of?
I would just point out to Joan that there are flies everywhere.
No, she knows. This is the
But this is a particular fly.
Why would there be a fly around Joan all the time?
It has fabulous red lipstick on it.
Is it? Could she perhaps be decomposing?
She's working her way there.
Oh.
Matter of fact, I think I may write her down.
You know, if she believes that's her sister,
there was
good for her.
Tales from the Crypt movie from a long time ago, like back in the 70s. And there was, several stories. And one of the stories was this Santa killer. He was an escape maniac from a mental institution, and he got a Santa costume. And Joan Collins has just murdered her husband, and here comes the Santa Claus. And I saw a scene from it this weekend. She looked pretty good. But she's hiding from the Santa Claus underneath the window as the Santa Claus peeking in. That's a Christmas movie.
There you go.
There you go.
Let's see. Donald Trump. It's the first time I've mentioned him today, I think. Oh, except for the guy who said he was going to assassinate him with a forklift. The White House said last week that President Donald Trump would not meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the G20 summit in a move meant to show U.S. displeasure over Moscow's aggression toward Ukraine. But he just can't quit him. Somehow, though, the two leaders did meet after all.
I will decide if we meet.
The Kremlin has revealed. News reports said that Trump and Putin talked on the sidelines of the gathering of global leaders, which wrapped up late Saturday in Buenos Aires. And that's not the least of it. Putin says, I would like to meet Trump again before the middle of next year. Of course, a new meeting is possible, Kremlin aide Yuri Yushakov told reporters. Now we need to meet again and have talks about preparing such a meeting. The White House confirmed that Trump and Putin held what was described as an informal conversation at dinner on Friday evening. The issue of how often Trump and Putin meet, usually outside the earshot of others, has become more salient than ever. The question has increased in importance after revelations last week that Trump had been in negotiations deep into his presidential campaign to build a massive tower in Moscow. Is there still a chance I can get Pentos?
I'm trying out love songs for
the two of them?
Putin and Trump. I'm just, kind of demoing. We got to find a proper
This one is too soft.
I was thinking this one would be
It's
nice.
too soft. We need something that has more drums.
More drums?
More drums.
Oh.
Something with a little bit of military.
It doesn't exactly create the mood, though.
Military love songs are good.
Vlad.
Paula Abdul?
I don't know. It's the first one that sprang to mind.
No,
you're in the A's. You're going to work your way down.
Paula's too crazy.
Okay, kind of works.
I need a love song that we can also march to.
Well, I just thought of the chorus, which is rush, rush, hurry, hurry, lover, come to me, rush. That was
yeah.
George H.W. Bush, remembered Sunday as loving father who reached out to his son during a time of national mourning, a vanquished political opponent who accepted defeat with grace and a commander-in-chief whose time in the White House was marked by poise and dignity. This was on, I believe, 60 Minutes. All the living former presidents they talked to all of them about what their memories of George H.W. Herbert Walker Bush, 41st president of the United States. There's going to be a national. He's lying in state in Washington, in the rotunda, I believe, and there'll be a national funeral, which is pretty remarkable. A California woman who was burying her dead cat in her backyard discovered the remains of a man who has been missing for quite some time. The woman, who was not identified, called the cops after making the gruesome discovery on Saturday. Police say she lived in the Modesto home. She had lived there for a short period of time. Authorities identified the body as 26-year-old Jacob Sutton Bubeck, who was reported missing in February by his brother. A coroner used dental x-rays to confirm his identity. On Tuesday, the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department said that they were investigating the death as a homicide. Well, you find a body buried in a backyard. You say he didn't bury himself back there.
Somebody put him there.
Due to the different variables that affect decomposition, it's impossible to identify a specific date that Jacob was murdered or when he was buried, but we're pretty sure that somebody put him there. Boy, this could have been a disaster. Officials say that, at a preschool, an assistant, a helper at this preschool, little kids, picked up a bottle of Pine Sol, thinking that it was apple juice.
It's the color of apple juice.
Yeah, and poured it out for all of the kids. Crackers and juice time.
But however, wouldn't the second you open it,
apparently no sense of smell there. And that happens. There are people with no sense of smell. And poured it out for the kids and cracker and juice time. But the teacher went, "What? There's something wrong here." Now, a couple of the kids did sip it before the teacher caught it.
Yeah.
No one seriously hurt, though. Didn't drink enough. The kids who sipped it a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, can you imagine? And good news, Gina.
Yes.
You can get this too.
What's that?
Kylie Jenner. It was only 4 figures.
Okay.
$1,090 to buy this beautiful denim jumpsuit. You would look great in it.
A jumpsuit?
A denim jumpsuit.
There it is.
I think you'd look great in it. The zipper goes from top down to where it counts. And don't you think?
That's kind of cute. Yeah.
$1,090.
No.
No.
You vote no?
No.
That's really denim on denim.
Yeah.
No?
Denim, I feel that's too much denim. That's way too much.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with the
I was
snakeskin
thinking about
boots,
it,
though,
but-
with the snakeskin boots, Gina, I think that's you.
I could do that.
Yeah. You could rock that
Mm-hmm.
all night long.
All right.
All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
Let's see. So we're going bowling. That's what you say when your teams make it to a bowl game.
Oh.
So the Utes will take on Northwestern in San Diego. That's going to be on December 31st, 5 p.m. BYU going to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. They will take on Western Michigan. That is on December 21st. The Aggies will be in the New Mexico Bowl. They'll play North Texas. And that is on December 15th at noon. That's sports. Weather is nasty up north. We're being spared it here in Salt Lake, but Weber, Davis County is just seeing tons of problems. I'm seeing people are sending in text near whiteout conditions near Weber Canyon. Multiple wrecks on 2nd Street in Ogden. Semi-blocking eastbound I-80 at Saltaire. It's back traffic all the way up to exit 99. Expect pretty intense delays through that area. And too many accidents to name. Roy area has been bad, we've heard from people saying. Just pretty much all through Davis and Weber County, you're going to need extra time. So please, turn your lights on, slow down. 4-wheel drive doesn't mean 4-wheel stop. Clear the snow off your car. Yes, all of it. Even there.
The roof.
That's traffic. Winter is here. Big O Tires wants you to be safe on the roads this season. Stop in for new snow tires starting at just $49.95. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Here's Boehner candidate number 3. New Mexican, old Mexican, you still need a passport. A District of Columbia clerk and a supervisor refused to accept a New Mexico man's state driver's license as he sought a marriage license because she and her supervisor believe New Mexico is a foreign country. Gavin Clarkson told the Las Cruces Sun News that it happened at the District of Columbia Court's Marriage Bureau as he tried to apply for a marriage license after approaching the clerk for a license and showing his New Mexico ID. Clarkson said the clerk said, "No, you need an international passport to get a marriage license." Clarkson said, "What? Listen, let me talk to your supervisor." And the supervisor also said, "No, you need a foreign passport." The clerk finally concluded, okay, New Mexico is a state. After Clarkson objected 3 times, the clerk then granted the license to Clarkson and his fiancée. She thought New Mexico was a foreign country. All the couples behind us waiting in line were laughing. Clarkson, who is an enrolled member of the Choctaw Nation, said if he'd had his tribal identification card, he might have had an easier time than showing his New Mexico driver's license. In a statement, the D.C. court system acknowledged the staff error. We understand that a clerk in our marriage bureau made a mistake regarding New Mexico's 106-year history as a state of the Union.
Yeah.
We very much regret the error and slight delay it caused a New Mexico resident in applying for a D.C. marriage license.
It was 2 people.
Yeah.
2 people.
I wonder if this person... oh, no, I guess that's him, and he doesn't look like... I was wondering if he looked foreign, but no he doesn't look foreign either, anyway. So
cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Not doesn't look foreign at all. Boehner candidate number 3. New Mexican or old Mexican, you still need a passport.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boehner candidate number 1. It is my personal belief that I don't have to do that. This is a man who said he's not required to register his vehicle due to his personal beliefs. And the police said, well, it's our personal belief you do, and they arrested him. Boehner candidate number 2, you don't have to be a genius to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Brett Favre tricked into recording an anti-Semitic video And Boehner candidate number 3, New Mexican or Old Mexican, you still need a passport.
All right, let's go. This is round 2 of your Boehner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boehner fight, possibly become Boehner of the day. If it wins here, it'll face off against the winner of round 1. We did that an hour ago. Take both those candidates and throw them into the Boehner Dome at 9:20. That's when Boehner fight happens, and you decide Boehner of the day. So pick your winner of round 2 right now. Pick your champion, 1, 2, or 3. The candidate number you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message. It's just that single digit. The computer counts it. Text it to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boehner Voting December 3. And vote there. This is round 2. 4 minutes. Let's go.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding at 10 a.m. on X96.
Hello?
Carrie?
Yeah.
It's Bill. I don't think I can make it into work this morning.
Bill, it's 2 a.m. What the hell's the problem? Wait a minute. You're not staying up all night watching Mary Tyler Moore on Nick at Night again, are you?
Yeah. Mayor has such a great job. She works with such fun people. I just can't make it in to do the show today unless...
Unless what?
Well, if you call me right back, I could probably make it in.
Fine. I'll call you right back.
Hello.
Mary, this Lou Grant.
Oh, Mr. Grant. Mr. Grant, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
I know what time it is, Mary. I looked at the clock the minute I ran out of scotch. Mary, I need you to do something for me for this morning's production meeting.
Really, Mr. Grant? Anything.
I need you to come in early and make coffee for the TV station brass.
Coffee, Mr. Grant.
And I need you to sharpen up a bunch of pencils, too.
Mr. Grant,
And I want you to present your idea for that WJM News Magazine show that you want to do.
I on Minneapolis? Really, Mr. Grant?
Really, Mary? And I'm going to tell the station owner that Mary Richards is the best associate news producer I've ever worked with.
Oh, Mr. Grant.
So I'll see you at the station bright and early, Mary?
Yes.
Good night, Mary.
Goodbye, Mr. Grant.
Who was that, Bill?
There is no Bill. There's only Mary. I'm sorry I woke you, Ted.
Oh, God. That's all right, Mary. Say, Mayor, I was thinking about that Eye on Minneapolis show that I'm going to anchor. Why couldn't we call it Ted Baxter's Eye on Minneapolis?
Ted, I don't think Mr. Grant would approve that.
I'll just beg him until he gives in. I'll just go, oh, come on, Lou. Please, please, Lou. Please.
geek news specialist, Carrie Jackson.
And we'll get to that as soon as we award round 2 of your boners.
All right, and round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by Soft Shell Pork Tacos.
And Booztique has holiday party wine and cocktail essentials. Get a book for inspiration. Bitters, cherries, cocktail shakers, glassware, and more. Radio from Hell listeners get 15% off.
So we had boner candidate number 1. It is my personal belief that I don't have to do that. This man thought he didn't have to register his car or get a driver's license or show ID because it was his personal belief. Well, he's wrong. Boner candidate number 2, you don't have to be a genius to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, and Brett Favre has once again proved that by recording a video without doing any kind of due diligence or research into what he was saying. And he was tricked into saying some anti-Semitic things on the video because he's an idiot. And boner candidate number 3, New Mexican, Old Mexican, you will still need to get a passport, sir. It's a clerk in Washington, D.C. who thought that New Mexico was a foreign country, and the clerk and the clerk supervisor for a while refusing to give the man a marriage license because New Mexico is a foreign country. We're finally able to convince them that no, it's a state.
They probably don't know what Utah is either.
Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of thing you learn in 4th grade, though. I mean, that's...
But it is true. When I was living in Pennsylvania, people were unclear where Utah was and what it was exactly. Let's see. Abigail won a boner T-shirt. Congratulations to her. And the winner by a large number of votes, boner candidate number 3, New Mexican, Old Mexican, you'll still need a passport.
All right, that's your winner of round 2. It is now qualified to be boner of the day. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We'll take both of those winners and put them into boner fight at 9:20 this morning is when you will decide boner of the day. Sponsored?
I mean, this says something. I'm just going to read what it says.
Okay.
Oh, well, do it.
Because I'm pretty sure.
This says Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and more.
I think that's
Get
an
awesome.
Error. Well, I mean, they do.
Is Cabin Fever on the list?
It is not. But let me just finish reading this.
Okay.
All right. It's here. Get awesome stocking stuffers. Take advantage of December daily deals. Follow them on Facebook. Visit HasterGames.com.
Brand new episode. Huh?
I guess we'll just go with that for now.
We'll go with it.
Yeah.
Brand new episode of GeekShowPodcast.com. Available now. It's called Huzzah!
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 And if you stay till the end, Jimmy interviews Christian Bale and Andy Serkis about that Mowgli movie.
So it's the
Jungle
continuation of,
It's just a retelling of the Jungle Book. It's just called Mowgli. And Christian Bale had never worked motion capture before, so he got to learn from the best, Andy Serkis. So that's interesting. All right. A couple of things here. It looks like, and I don't have a lot of confirmation on this, but it looks like we're going to be getting a new Captain Marvel trailer sometime this evening. They have debuted a brand new poster. That's available online, but be looking for a new trailer. I mean, don't go looking for it because it'll be all over the internet tomorrow. You'll be fine.
I don't have to stay up or anything.
No, you have to stay up. You won't miss anything.
All right.
And then at a convention in Tokyo, Jeremy Renner was quoted as saying this.
I will be seeing some of it actually in a few days, so I can't wait not to tell you what happens. I can't tell you anything.
He's talking about footage for Avengers 4. Everybody's been wondering where the trailer is, and I keep reminding them that we have a movie before that to get to.
Yeah, I was going to say it'll be a while.
We still got Captain Marvel to get to before we get to Avengers 4, so calm down, everybody. Now, we got this information last week that Daredevil was canceled by Netflix. And so people ask me, what's going on there? Why would they do that? It's their most popular Marvel superhero show. So we can understand them, canceling, like Luke Cage or Iron Fist because they weren't as popular. But Daredevil was huge. And especially this season, it's very, very popular. Of course, Netflix does not release their ratings. They don't tell you any of these things, but from everything that the industry has been able to gather, without that, they've been able to prove that it was well received and pretty popular. So I did a little looking into it, and it looks like it basically has to do with Disney Plus, Disney's streaming service that is coming. They want to be, Netflix for Disney.
So everything is going to end up there eventually?
Well, this is the thing. They've been pulling their movies that they own from Netflix. So, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Guardian of the Galaxy, they're currently on Netflix for now, but they've been pulling everything else out. And the people are assuming that Disney Plus will take these Netflix Marvel shows and just put them on Disney Plus. That's not the case.
Oh, okay.
Netflix owns these shows, even though they're Marvel characters. These are Netflix shows.
They licensed them. They paid for them.
That's how the contract's gone down. So you'll be able to watch them on Netflix. But what's happening is that Disney is essentially, they're severing their ties with Netflix. So currently we have Jessica Jones season 3 in production, and The Punisher season 2 has only been greenlit. Whether that goes forward or not remains to be seen. But I think that's what you're seeing, is that they're just they're ratcheting it down, and they want to possibly do their own Daredevil thing.
So when is this Disney?
Disney Plus won't debut until next year sometime. They're still being kind of cagey about when it'll debut. But that's basically what's going on with all of that. So it's unfortunate because, and again, I would just tell you that this season 3 of Daredevil is just some of the best. I mean, it's some of the best Marvel superhero stuff, and the Kingpin is right up there with Loki and Thanos as far as great villains. Go check it out while you can. Speaking of Disney Plus, they want to start doing their own Marvel superhero shows, and they have, in fact, agreed to do a Loki series with Tom Hiddleston.
Yay!
And they said, well, we're going to do a Scarlet Witch series. That's all they kind of said, but now they've announced that it will be The Vision and Scarlet Witch.
And is it Paul Bettany and...
Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen. They will get their own series. Now, when I say series, don't picture... 13 episodes. It'll probably be like 8 episodes. But they'll take probably a classic story because Vision and Scarlet Witch had their own comic book for quite a while. They'll probably take one of those stories and put them in there. So that is for sure going through. And again, Disney Plus wanting to compete with Netflix with their own stuff. They're doing Star Wars shows. And we told you about The Mandalorian, which is Pedro Pascal has been cast as the Mandalorian. This takes place sometime between Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens, when it's the Wild West and the Empire's down, and this guy's a bounty hunter of some kind. We don't know much about the show, but they've just cast Nick Nolte to be in The Mandalorian.
You need a growly old man.
Exactly. Someone who when he speaks, it sounds like a cement mixer.
Yeah. Come here, kid.
A cement mixer full of gravel.
Let me tell you how it was back then.
So Disney is spending a ton of dough on these things. And Rogue One, the Rogue One spin-off series, which is Cassian Andor, starring Diego Luna, he's getting his own series, which will, of course, have to be a prequel to Rogue One.
Spoiler alert.
Because everybody dies in Rogue One. They have got a showrunner. He's been nominated for an Emmy. He's the guy who just recently was the showrunner on that show, The Americans, that everyone was talking about. Stephen Schiff is going to be the showrunner for the Cassian. See, they're sparing no expense. Disney Plus is not kidding. They're
sparing no expense to get your money.
They are coming out strong. So there you go. And finally, this is that Tales from the Crypt Santa thing that I was telling you about. I love it in movies when the radio becomes the exposition channel.
Yay.
And explains what's happening.
We interrupt this program for a special announcement. A man described as a homicidal maniac has escaped from the hospital for the criminally insane. He is 6'3" tall, 210 pounds, dark eyes, bald, and may be wearing a Santa Claus costume taken from a shop in Burley. All residents of the county are warned to be on the lookout for this man and to phone the police if they see him. We now continue our program of carols for Christmas Eve.
There you go.
Yay!
And
Save that carol.
And that sound that you heard was Joan Collins dragging her dead husband across the floor.
Save that.
Well,
forever.
that was good.
There are too many accidents to mention.
Really?
Particularly in Davis-Weber County. Slick roads, more snow, near whiteout conditions, Weber Canyon. Give yourself some extra time. Turn on your lights. Make sure the snow is completely cleared off your car, not just the windshield, all the side windows, back windows, rear view mirrors, and off the top of your car. And give yourself some extra time. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. We got Boehner fight coming up. Stand by for that. Right now, I got to tell you about Rand Life, though. RandLife.com.
Oh, yes. Rand Life. Listen, they're currently offering a free appraisal for anybody looking to do refinance and pull money out of their home. It can be used for remodeling or to pay off high interest debts or just to pay for Christmas or even a vacation. Appraised values are up. You know that. Rand Life helped a client recently save over $700 a month on their bills by paying off high-interest credit cards, consolidating all of the family's expenditures into one low fixed-interest rate loan. Not to mention save them a lot on taxes because you can't write off the credit card interest, but you can write off the mortgage interest. See? So if you have more than your share of debt right now, but you do own a home with some equity, give Rand Life Home Loans a call at 801-478-4500. That's 478-4500, and ask to speak to a debt consolidation specialist. If it looks like a good fit, they'll pay up to $400 to have your home appraised, and then you can work toward doing this. So again, the number is 801-478-4500 for Rand Life.
Radio from Hale.
Thanks a lot for answering our ad. Look, we've got a lot of other people to interview, so we'll just let you know, okay? Loser.
God, what a bunch of no-loads. I mean, we haven't had one single applicant that I'd even consider hiring. Why are they so bad?
I just think it shows you the quality of people who read the paper.
Yeah.
Losers, all of them.
I don't know. Maybe it's the way the ad is worded. How does it read?
I think I wrote it just the way we talked about. Look, here it is.
Okay.
Oh, listen. We need a new stalker. Do you think you have what it takes? If so, apply in person to Kerry and Bill, the Radio from Hell guys at X96. Previous stalking experience is not required. We will train. X96 is an equal opportunity employer.
That's pretty straightforward. Guess I'm just getting discouraged. I don't think we're ever going to find anybody to replace the old guy.
Well, now, we both agreed that no matter how much we liked him, it would just be stupid of us to wait for him to get out.
Oh, all right.
We're just going to have to keep looking.
Okay. Lori, send in the next applicant, please.
Oh, hello, boys.
Hello, Chunga. Send in the next applicant, will you? We're in a hurry.
No, you don't understand. I am the next applicant.
What? Oh my God, you're serious. You want to stalk us?
We.
You're not impressing us by speaking French.
No, I mean we want to stalk you. All 10 of my personalities, including Tina the lap dancer. Let's look at this logically, boys. I'm already on the payroll. I know your phone numbers and where you live. And I can gut and skin a rabbit in less than 2 minutes. And you guys probably don't know this, but I've seen both of you naked. Lots of times. And, well, I love you.
Hey, that wasn't bad. What do you think, Bill? He's creeping me out.
Well, let's try the phone test.
Okay.
All right, pretend that it's 3 a.m. There's a thunder and lightning storm going on. My phone rings. I pick it up, and it's you, Chunga. What do you say?
Hello, Bill. Want to go to a jazz game?
No! Doesn't work.
No.
Try again. Phone rings. I pick it up. It's you. What do you say, Chunga?
Bill, it's me, Chunga. Want to go over to Cummings and watch them hand-dip chocolates?
Not even scary. Not scary at all. I'm sorry, Chunga. You just don't have what it takes. Look, send in the next one, would you?
Oh, come on, you guys. I know you don't like all the other stalker candidates. They stink. Besides, there's only one guy left in the lobby, and it's Frank Layton wearing one of his wife's old moo-moos, and his face is smeared with red lipstick.
Red lipstick, huh? Well, send him in.
Mr. Layton, the boys will see you now.
Hello, girls!
What a surprise.
Well, it's an on this day.
It is.
2 years ago, Scott Weiland, dead.
2 years? It's only been 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Was he on your list? That's probably why he died.
He was not.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Stone Temple.
Stone Temple.
Nobody knows what we're
I
doing.
know.
Stone, Mr. Travis, hey, on the Q, 99. Nobody knows what we're doing.
Just quickly here, there was a KJQ was going along, or was it X96 at the time? I can't remember.
It was X96.
Doing very, very well, and a radio station decided to take us head on.
That's right.
And they were going to squash us like a bug.
Mr. C.
And it was Q99. And
Cano.
And they hired a former country DJ to be their morning guy. And we went, okay, they clearly don't know what they're doing. We're not worried.
Mr. Cano.
And he'd talk about 9-inch nails.
Ooh, there he is.
Big nails, the 9-inch ones coming at you. All right, so you're looking for Christmas gifts, I know, and we've got Prop 2 passing here, maybe medical marijuana. But you know people in states that have recreational marijuana, and perhaps you have friends who flaunt the law and do use marijuana recreationally. So I have a list here, and people love lists.
Oh,
it's a list.
This is a list.
Yeah,
I need to
it
get
is a list.
List music together.
It's a list of 15 weed-themed gifts.
Weed-themed.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
So these are so weed is recreationally legal in 10 states, medically in 32.
Yay!
The days of helping your poorly rolled joints under your mattress or hiding your poorly rolled joints under your mattress, whoever did that, and buying your crappy brownies off your old lab partner are over. Who wants that? And consuming cannabis has never been sleeker. Here we go. A Magic Flight launch box. It's really pretty, too. This is for the aesthetic cannabis hobbyist. Consider
cannabis hobbyist.
The Magic Flight launch box. It's a battery-operated wood vaporizer, which will heat your bud under an elegant laser-etched cover. There are a variety of gorgeous designs to choose from.
Yay!
Cannabis-infused chocolate-covered espresso beans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that pretty much
A little
explains what they are. How about CBD bath bombs?
Well.
Awaken for energy. Nourishing bath bombs. Kush Queen. One of them is called Kush Queen. A festive card that looks like a pre-roll. I like that. Forget giving gift cards for the holidays. Instead, gift your faves a nice fat blunt. You can discreetly tuck it into a festive card with the help of puff cards. Each card includes a sleeve to hold a pre-roll.
It's like the cards that were designed for money,
cash,
but this is designed for a joint.
You put a joint in it. How about some solvent-free rosin? For serious dabbers, consider some all-natural solvent-free rosin. The Northern California-based farm is also working with various local nonprofits to aid communities affected by wildfires, so your high is going to a good cause. I am so out of it when it comes to weed, I don't really know what that is. The Pax Era Vape Pen. This is a really high-end, very nice vape pen that you can give someone. A beginner's grow kit.
Well, you've seen those little herb gardens, little starter herb garden.
Sure.
It comes with soil. It comes with all the things that you need to fertilize with. It even comes with a little watering can.
It's adorable.
Isn't that cute? A Christmas tree bong.
A bong.
Bong shaped like a Christmas tree?
Well, it's a water vessel with a Christmas tree on top, and then the thing that goes down into the water where it goes down and you make it's a candy cane. It looks like a candy cane.
Oh, I see.
So it's very festive for the holiday season. Here's a hide that pot smell candle.
That's important.
Airtight jars for all of your.
Also important.
No, not to hide. Well, it keeps the odor out. of it.
Yeah, odor and
because it can be. I understand if you have a lot of fresh bud around, it can be very aromatic. A G Pen Geo Vape pen, an engraved stash box.
Oh, your own personalized.
Yeah.
So that the police will know.
Well,
Is this your stash box?
No.
Well,
Who's GB?
No, if you're in a legal
Gerard
state.
Butler. This is Gerard Butler.
If you're in a legal state, it does keep your weed safe and sound with a nod to the Stoner classic Reefer Madness. It's engraved. Oh, it's engraved with a Reefer Madness scene on the front.
Oh, really? That's even better.
Yeah, and it's wood, so it's got a wood etching on it of a scene from Reefer Madness. It's lovely stuff, all of it, and a chill out with CBD infused lotion. Lord Jones cannabis lotion. I mean, this is amazing stuff.
You're starting to fill out a Christmas list, aren't you?
I don't. I have. There is actually no. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Is there anybody in my life I know other than Carrie that I could give any of this stuff to? I can't. I don't think there is. There might be.
All right. Well,
I can't think of anybody I'd give it to.
But we don't exchange gifts anymore.
That's
so.
true.
No.
All right. Coming up, Boehner fight. Stand by for that.
Before we break, we have a giveaway.
Yeah.
Aziz Ansari is coming to town. Kingsbury Hall, Wednesday, March 20th. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.com, and we have some tickets to give away now. I'll give you a keyword, and you'll text it to 33986 for your chance to win. The keyword is EPIC. EPIC, EPIC. Text that to 33986.
All right, thank you.
Scott Hale.
Yes.
Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Yes.
They're really doing a great thing. They're partnering up with us to give away a brand new Lennox furnace.
So go to x96.com and you can nominate a family, not yourself, but maybe you know of a family that's maybe struggling a little bit this time of year and could use a new furnace. You just write up a little bit about them. Mm-hmm. There's a place to submit that at x96.com.
And if you're feeling uncomfortable about your new furnace or somebody who's given you a quote on a new furnace, I would suggest checking with Scott Hale, Plumbing, Heating, and Air, to get a second opinion before you buy one. Book a professional tune-up and have them look over your furnace and see what Scott Hale says. Call 801-264-HALE. That's 801-264-HALE. Man, it's cold, and it's going to stay cold for a while, so have Scott Hale come and look at your furnace today.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
It's the Radio from Hell Best of podcast.
So Richie, he says, I go out in the hall to grab something on my desk. You okay? Yeah, why? Well, you're a little bit quiet today. Oh, well, no. Okay.
So
I come back in here, and he comes and he grabs me and puts his arms around me and says, "No, really, are you okay?"
You were acting peculiar.
And you know what? I was just fine until that happened. And then I'm kind of going,
you're not fine?
I'm going, geez, maybe I do feel like crap. I hadn't thought about it. I hadn't thought about how I felt at all. And now that you mentioned it to me twice, you're right. I feel like crap today.
Well, so he was just in tune with that. You weren't aware that you felt like crap.
I would have been fine. I would have done what I do with most of my emotions and shoved them way down into the back somewhere. And rather than have them flowing out like this, where they don't belong.
So you aren't feeling okay.
Shut up!
You okay, Bill?
I'm fine!
You okay, Bill?
Yes!
You okay, Bill?
I'm okay!
Sorry, Bill.
That's all right, I'm fine.
Hi, you small, green, and gruesome.
I'm really okay.
Bill and me, we had a misunderstanding last night.
Yes, we did. But I'm fine.
Bill!
What?
You okay, Bill?
Yes. Great.
Have you seen Bill?
Unfortunately, yes.
Bill.
Bill. What? Unfortunately, yes.
$96 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right. It is 20 after 9 right now. You hang on. We'll get to Boehner fight here in about 6 minutes. All right? So stand by. Before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by...
Go to Hale, Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air for $49 furnace tune-up, which includes 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better. ScottHale.com.
Gloria Katz.
Yes.
Has passed. I think it's happened over the weekend, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
She went from a struggling screenwriter to a sought-after screenwriter. When American Graffiti, a film that she wrote with her husband, Willard Hayek, or Hayek? Yeah, Hayek.
Hayek. I think it's Hayek.
Hayek. And the not yet famous director George Lucas became a surprise hit of 1973. She died on Sunday. She was 76.
It's one of my favorite movies.
It was ovarian cancer. Ms. Katz and Mr. Hayek had only one film, a horror film, Messiah of Evil, to
Sounds
their credit. When Mr. Lucas, who knew Mr. Hayek from college at the University of Southern California, asked them to help write American Graffiti because he couldn't do it.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's great.
It's really
you should
good.
see it on the big screen too.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a movie about outer space in a way. The way it's filmed.
Really?
It is, because the way it's filmed, the shots of those cars cruising,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like spaceships in outer space.
The colors and the way that it's lit.
You know what I mean? It's just, it's really brilliantly filmed. Lucas asked them to help write American Graffiti. Universal finally said, well, we'll make American Graffiti if Francis Ford Coppola, who had just directed The Godfather, is listed as producer, but you need a new script. You need a new draft of the script. Coppola signed on, and the rest is history. The screenplay was nominated for an Oscar, lost to The Sting that year. And in 1974, The Times said that Ms. Katz and Mr. Hayek were generally considered to be the hottest young writing talents in town, able to command eye-popping sums for their work. Some of the stuff that they did after that, The Lucky Lady and Howard the Duck, were not great.
Don't hold those against them.
But they did better.
What else did they do that
They
was
did
good?
better. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay. They don't need to do anything else.
They also worked on Star Wars. That's enough. They did a lot of stuff.
Yeah. They worked in and around Lucasfilm for quite a while.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you've never seen American Graffiti, the trick is to really try and see it on the big screen because it's good on TV and it's good on, but there's something about it on the big screen. It just pops somehow. It's really.
Come over and watch it on my TV.
Okay, yeah, Carrie's house.
It's essentially a big screen.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful looking movie. And of course, it's your first look ever at Harrison Ford. Yeah, he's got a little role, and
he's one of the antagonists.
Yeah. He's a bad guy.
He's in from out of town, and he's looking for a race.
And it's your first look at Suzanne Summers ever.
Yes, she's the mysterious woman in the white T-bird.
Yeah. The family of a woman killed by her boyfriend's ex-wife while decorating a Christmas tree is sounding a warning about the devastating impact of domestic violence that goes beyond two people. Lisa Williams was making homemade ornaments with her boyfriend's twins, 3-year-old kids, at her apartment on Sunday when his ex-wife, Chelsea Cook, came in and shot her to death in front of the kids. The murder came after Cook targeted her. She had been bullying her online, in person. Confrontations, harassment for months, according to her sister and her mother. I worried about her every day, said her mother, Tawny Williams. Chelsea Cook's lawyer didn't return calls seeking comment from the Deseret News, and family members reached by phone, declined to comment, or didn't return messages. You know why? They don't want to further this, but she was arrested on suspicion of aggravated murder, and her ex-husband took the gun away. After her ex-husband took the gun away, pinned her to the wall, and waited for the cops. She had loved reading books and buying dying plants to nurse them back to health. She was that kind of a person. But she got involved with this guy, and his ex-wife was not happy about it. And what do you do? You're involved in these situations, and somebody is doing this to you. You talk to the police, and sometimes it just seems hopeless when somebody is bullying you and stalking you, and the police did know about it, and they were involved, and on it goes.
Even when you have a protective order, it's still just a piece of paper.
Which is not to say don't do it.
No, it gives you some power, but
French President Emmanuel Macron on Sunday wouldn't rule out imposing a state of emergency as nationwide economic protests turned very violent in Paris. Macron had to fly home from the G20 summit in Argentina for an emergency huddle with advisors on how to stop the worst civil unrest to grip Paris in a decade. Thousands of people in the streets, some torching cars, scrawling anti-government graffiti on cultural icons like the Arc de Triomphe. Macron was greeted with boos and chants of Macron resign as he surveyed damage on the monument to France's war dead on Sunday. Inside the monument, the La Marseillaise statue by François Rude, commemorating the French Revolution, had been defaced by protesters who smashed a likeness of the revolution's allegorical icon Marianne. Police have responded to the unrest in kind, unleashing their batons and tear gas on rock-hurling protesters. Protesters set fire to 6 buildings. Nearly 190 blazes had to be put out across Paris. Officials are weighing all options as they combat the unrest, but have not committed to a state of emergency just yet. French motorists are legally obligated to have yellow vests in their cars in case of an accident.
Oh, interesting.
But the items have become a grassroots symbol of frustration. So if you get in an accident, you're supposed to put on a yellow vest.
So that people will see you.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
No, tens of thousands of people have participated in demonstrations across France since the yellow vests first mobilized, many of them peacefully. Macron has argued that the political critique has descended into wanton destruction. And he says this is a minority who's trying to overthrow the government.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, here we go with the winner from round 1 in the 7 o'clock hour, going up against the winner of round 2 from 8 o'clock. The winner of round 1. Don't get me started on that damn Easter bunny. This lying substitute teacher telling first graders in New Jersey that Santa Claus isn't real.
Why would she lie to them like that?
I don't know. I really don't know. And then the teacher went on and started trashing other beloved figures like the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny and on and on and on. Well, fortunately, Santa Claus happened to be in town and came to the school and set the kids straight, said, no. And I believe Santa Claus said, I don't think the teacher should be fired. She's just a substitute. She's had some problems at home. Don't worry. That was number 1. Going up against the winner of round 2, New Mexican or Old Mexican, you'll still need a passport. A clerk and the clerk supervisor in Washington, D.C., refusing for a time to give a marriage license to a person because they...
I like this candidate.
He had a driver's license. He said, I need to get a marriage license. They looked at it and said, well, you can't. You're from another country. He said, what? He said, you're from New Mexico. You'll need a passport. He said, no, New Mexico is here. No, it's a foreign country. You'll need a passport. Finally, they sorted it out, but geez, really? So that's number 2.
All right, there you go. It's time to decide who is Boner of the Day. Candidate 1 or Candidate 2? You decide. Remember the number of the candidate that you think should win and put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need is that single digit in there. Text that to 33986. The computer will count it up for us. Or you can call 877-602-9696 and vote with your voice. Looks like Nick's taking votes in the producer's booth. Or you can go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Fight December 3 and vote there. You've only got 4 minutes to do it, so let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
Start your workday at 10 a.m. with a 1-hour non-stop music wing-ding on X96. tweets. No, really. She does. Promise. Follow her on Twitter at RFHGina and find out for yourself. Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, it's time to award Boner of the Day, brought to you by...
Well, it's brought to you by Baked Apples, in part by Baked Apples and nice pork tacos, and yeah.
And X96 welcomes the Redux Nutcracker to Kingsbury Hall December 12th through the 22nd. Purchase your tickets at odysseydance.com or the Kingsbury Hall box office. Listen every day to us, Radio from Hell, for your chance to win a pair of tickets.
So number one was, don't get me started on that damn Easter Bunny. It's a substitute teacher telling first graders that Santa Claus isn't real, and also other characters like the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny and so forth. Fortunately, we understand Santa Claus happened to be in that town in New Jersey and heard about this and went and saved Christmas.
It was a Christmas miracle.
It was, indeed. Saved Christmas for these first graders. And then that went up against number two, New Mexican, Old Mexican, we don't care. You still need a passport to get a marriage license here in Washington, D.C. Was a clerk in Washington, D.C. A man said, I want to apply for a marriage license, and he handed her his New Mexico driver license. And she said, well, you'll need a passport. You're from a foreign country. And he said, well, no, ma'am. New Mexico is not a foreign country.
It's a state in the Union.
No, sir. New Mexico is a country.
It's been a state for 106 years.
I'll get my supervisor. And
Okay.
The supervisor also apparently at first thought New Mexico was a country, not. They finally straightened it out, but geez. Let's see. Someone named Christian won the tickets to the Redux Nutcracker, and the winner by a rather substantial margin was Boner candidate number 2, New Mexican or Old Mexican. You still need a passport, sir.
All right, that's your Boner of the Day for December 3rd, 2018. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That'll be decided on Friday at about this time.
And now we turn to a topic it's not dead yet, and we're glad of that. The Bears Ears National Monument, which we hope will be
put back where it belongs,
restored to its rightful size. We have a guest in the studio here. His name is Angelo Bacca. Angelo is a filmmaker, and he's also a PhD candidate in anthropology and filmmaking at NYU, but originally from that area. Blanding, Utah is where you grew up, right?
That's right. I grew up in Blanding area, San Juan County.
Yeah, and I mean, it really is a beautiful place, but a frustrating place because you are a native person. What does it say? You are Hopi and
Navajo.
And Navajo, both Hopi and Navajo combination. And frustrating to grow up down there, I would guess, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting, diverse little place.
Yeah.
But, I love the landscape. I love my community. I love all the people in it.
Yeah, and you've got Willie Gray Eyes on the commission now, right?
Yep, we sure do. Newly elected San Juan County Commissioner.
Yeah. Now, Bears Ears, as we know, was designated a wonderful national monument by Barack Obama, and then gutted by
almost immediately
by Donald J. Trump. But there is some hope that it can be restored. But you have, and some other people have gotten together and made some movies about this, and you're going to show the movies tomorrow. So tell us about it, if you would.
Sure. So in the recognition of December 4th of Trump's reduction of Bears Ears by 85%,
it's the 1 year anniversary tomorrow.
That's right. So December 4th is a major date, both for Bears Ears and Standing Rock, and we wanted to give people indigenous stories that tell about those two movements, and also Grand Staircase Escalante from the Native perspective, using Native films.
Standing Rock was the pipeline, the Keystone Pipeline,
Dakota
protest.
Access Pipeline, right?
Yeah.
So these things didn't happen in a vacuum, right? Like, they all influenced each other. Like, we benefited greatly from people who were doing that work, and then noticed Native people in the media, and they actually then paid attention a lot more to the tribes here in Utah.
Yeah.
Protecting Bears Ears.
So there are some films that are going to be shown at the University of Utah Student Union building tomorrow. Bears Ears, Protectors, Runners, and Healers, a film presentation by Utah Dene Bekea. And tell us a little bit about your film in particular and then some of the others.
Well, so my film is called Shot Bears Ears, and it's a 26-minute short that has the story of the Bears Ears Coalition petitioning the Obama administration to make a national monument to its ultimate success. So I got some really great access to a lot of the folks who were doing that work. And so it's before it even was a monument was when that film was made. So it gives people an idea of, like, this is the work of the community. It's what they wanted.
Yeah.
And then the rest of those other films are really great because they actually give the background of how we got to where we're at and then what we can do next. And those are the very little reported stories that you hardly ever see in the media.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me. We're talking with Angelo Baca, who has made one of the films that will be shown tomorrow, University of Utah. It's between 3 and 8 p.m. at the Student Union. Fascinating to me that most of what we hear in the media around here is, well, you know, there are a lot of the Native people down in that area. They don't want that Bears Ears to be a national monument like that. They don't want it. You can hear Mary, what's her name? Mary, who was on the commission. Mary,
what's her name?
Anyway, she's a Native person. She doesn't want Bears Ears. There are a lot of people, but that's not true. The majority of the Native people want that monument, right?
That's absolutely true. And I think that the films will show that, especially mine, because it does go to so many of the different tribes who are working to protect that place before it became a political hot issue. It's always been culturally and spiritually significant place. Part of this event is to educate people on that significance and then invite them to come with us to have this discussion and understand how we can move forward together.
Can you explain to people what a big deal it is to have all of these tribes, Hopi, Navajo, the 5 major tribes, what a big deal it is for them to get together and agree on anything?
Such a big deal. I mean, if you think about the historical, disagreements, arguments, fights that they may have had, I think it's a huge, almost United Nations worthy kind of moment where all these tribes come together and it's like, okay, we're going to not fight about this, but we're all going to have just one heart and one mind to protect this place.
Of course, in your case, being Navajo and Hopi, tribes have come together on.
Oh, right. I'm kind of a living contradiction of sorts, right? I'm like, whoa, 2 enemy tribes. But yeah, it's a beautiful story that we also highlight in the films because a lot of people don't focus on that issue.
Yeah. Listen, there is hope. Bears Ears can be restored to what Obama wanted it to be and what you want it to be.
Yes, I think there's a great chance for us to actually get the protections back in place, and really are working all together in good partnerships and making that place protected and restored to its original intention.
Yeah. So anyway, go see the films tomorrow. Thanks for being here. And if you watch the films too, you'll see scenes of what a beautiful place it is too. It's The Path Forward tomorrow, December 4th, 3 to 8 p.m. at the University of Utah Union Building, Restoring Bears Ears. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you very much, guys.
All right, thank you. We'll be back. Got to tell you about Quip, the great new electric toothbrush that I am recommending that people give as gifts this year.
I think I'm going to get it for my kids.
Perfect for the kids because for many, many reasons, but one is the timing because it vibrates every 30 seconds and goes for only 2 minutes. That's how long you should be brushing, and I'll bet most of you are not.
Probably.
And this will help teach the kids to get a proper brush in. Quip makes holiday travels clean and easy with a multi-use cover that mounts to mirrors and unmounts the slide over the bristles for on-the-go brushing. That's one of the many reasons that I love my Quip is because I take it on my trips with me. It's the gift that keeps refreshing. Brush heads automatically delivered on a dentist-recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5. You can even gift prepaid refills for a year to make sure that they're never using old or worn-out ineffective brushes. So I think it's a great gift. That's one of the many reasons I love Quip. They have over 5,000 verified 5-star reviews. Quip looks like a big-ticket tech gift with a stocking stuffer price starting at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/x96 right now, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush, but you don't have to tell your giftee that. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com /X96. Be sure to do that /X96 so that you get the deal and we get the credit.
Here at X96, we're not going to pretend that we're the smartest people in the room.
Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, before we continue, got to tell you about New Dwello. Lolly.
Yeah, we talked to her the other day. Was that Thursday, I think? Mm-hmm. And she's got this program, New Dwello, new grants, rebates, and credits programs. So if you text the word money to 62687, you'll find out about this. A forgivable grant program for those that qualify up to $18,124.
And you can find out if you qualify, get the process started by texting MONEY, MONEY, to 62687.
You can get up to $5,000 in agent rebates when you use New Dwello to buy a new home with a participating builder. So this is for people who are interested in building new homes. Up to $5,000 in partner loan credits. That is up to $28,125 in down payment assistance for people who qualify. This is new build. Now, there's a really nice interactive builder map where you can search over 800 new communities and hundreds of builders. So just text the word money to 62687.
All right.
Did anybody send you my Christmas present from our friend Allie McKay
I saw it.
They didn't send that to you from the other room?
Not yet, no.
So my friend Allie McKay, she's on a radio station in L.A., and they had one of the three of us, very favorite comedians and performers, Louis Anderson, was on their show talking about baskets.
He weaves baskets in there.
No,
the show baskets.
The show baskets. Oh. And Louis sent me a message.
It was lovely.
Did you retweet that?
The guys in the other room got it off my Instagram. Anybody can go to my Instagram, RFH Gina, and there's just a little short video there. I'm sorry, I thought they sent that in to you.
They did not.
But it made my day. So go to my my Instagram.
Now he said
okay.
it.
Go to my
right.
Instagram and
give me a second.
Okay.
I'll have this for you.
And he had such a nice look on his face too.
Isn't he wonderful?
He's kind of he looked healthy. He looked sort of slimmer.
Like he's lost a little weight?
Yeah, I think so.
Here we go.
Gina, I heard you like baskets. Well, you should, because it's terrific.
Because it's terrific. He doesn't say all the words. Because it's terrific. But he looks good.
It's my best Christmas present.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Gina, I heard you like baskets. Well, you should, because it's terrific.
Because it's terrific. But he looks really healthy and happy.
So I know you guys don't get me Christmas presents, but you couldn't top it anyway, so.
Well, no, not after that.
Unless you could get me a greeting, like the Brett Favre thing. If you could get me a greeting from...
Well, how much?
Let's see. Well, Ron Jeremy's on there.
Oh, you can get Ron Jeremy to send you a message?
Yeah.
For how much?
$200.
$200.
This is at...
that cameo.com. It's
This is that thing that Brett Favre got in trouble with today.
It's very sad. B-list or D-list. Here's Kathy Griffin.
So you can get Kathy Griffin to send you you write a message.
Video message.
So there's like a template where you fill out, and it's
and Kathy Griffin will read it on camera.
So it's not audio; it's a video.
How much is Kathy Griffin?
$250.
She's more than Ron Jeremy.
Well,
David Soul. Do you want David's?
No.
Don't give up on us, Gina. Happy birthday.
Marla Maples, President Trump's ex-wife. You can get her to send you.
Are these people really hard up for money?
They must be. Why else would you do this? Let's see. How much is Marla Maples? Because surely she $93.
You can get Marla for $93. Is Gil Gerard on there?
Didn't he die?
I don't remember.
I don't think dead people can.
Felix Silla.
What?
Lance Bass.
Lance Bass? I don't know. I'm just calling out celebrities now, hoping that they're on this list.
Richie will do it for $25. Carson Kressley.
Oh.
$50 for Carson.
That's all?
Yeah.
Oh, Carson, you're worth more than
that. I just don't get it. How?
What don't you get?
For instance, Brett Favre did it.
Yeah.
For $500.
Yeah.
Surely Brett Favre does not need $500.
Maybe he does.
Yeah, but if you do enough of these,
I guess.
You do enough of those in a month, that's your rent,
Brett Favre well known enough, and there are enough meatheads in the world who would like to have Brett Favre say something to them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start a local one.
I mean, if you do enough of these, that's your rent. You do enough of those a month, you know.
And so Cameo takes a piece of that.
I imagine they take a part of that total, but
why don't we start a local one? Local celebrities.
You can get Dick Norse to say happy
or,
birthday to you.
Yeah, or well.
No.
Yeah, but
good evening. I'm Dick Norse. Wishing Nick a happy birthday.
See, poor John Schneider.
Schneider.
You know he's hard up.
One of the Duke boys.
$100.
$100 for John Schneider to wish you a happy birthday or say congratulations.
This is the guy that went to jail rather than pay.
Well, not rather than. He couldn't pay.
He couldn't pay spousal support.
He would have paid it if he could.
Gina.
See, that was free.
Now, this was free.
It's because you're friends with Ally McKay.
That was free. Tom Arnold, Bill. I know you love Tom Arnold.
You want Tom Arnold to congratulate
How
you
much?
on being in the City Weekly Hall of Fame, for example.
$100. I think we should pick one of these and have him do it.
And have him do it?
I think we should pool our money and have.
Well, let's pick the absolute weirdest, lamest celebrity on the list.
Jonathan Lipnicki. How about
That's close.
But nobody knows who that is.
He's only $40.
Nobody knows who he is.
He's the kid from Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, nobody knows who he is. Like I said, nobody knows who he is. It'd have to be somebody that they know. People at least know who they are.
Tell you what, Gina, go through the list of celebrities and find us five or six.
Okay.
And we'll pick.
Okay, and we'll pay.
How big
and
is
we
the
need
list?
and we need the price as well.
Ooh, Kevin Federline?
Oh.
K-Fed? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many do they have? Hundreds?
Oh, yeah.
And you're just doing, there are sports celebrities.
Yeah, this is just actors.
There are probably sports and political.
Music in there?
How about, are there former and current criminals?
Ooh, radio.
Uh-oh.
What?
Whoa.
Radio celebrities. Here we go.
Oh, all the ones I want are dead.
Downtown Julie Brown.
No, I don't.
No? Yeah, you're not going to
All the ones I want are dead. Gary Owens or Wolfman Jack.
Yeah, they're...
Don Imus on there? No, he wouldn't.
No, he doesn't need that much.
He's got millions of dollars. He doesn't need it. I blow my nose with
Tommy Lee?
Tommy Lee?
Yes, you know, he doesn't need the money. Why is he on there?
I think he does need the money. Jimmy Chamberlain?
I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
That's Smashing Pumpkins. Hello?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
Smashing Pumpkins, hello?
Hello? It was like...
Oh, I see.
That's
I didn't get it because I thought it was some alternative band that I didn't know. They're Smashing Pumpkins, and then they're Smashing Pumpkins, hello.
Hello?
Gina.
All right. Okay, then I think we're good here.
For what?
For a show?
I don't know. We're supposed to do a promo. I don't think we have one.
Yeah, we did.
We did get one?
Yeah.
Don't know what happened to you.
For some reason, the producer's booth is not looped in on my pop messenger.
Well, let's see what you're supposed to say. Oh, and you have the most lines.
I do?
Yeah, let's see. We could change
I
it.
can see that. Oh.
You don't get it?
I don't understand.
Let's see. Can I send this to you?
Send it to me. I am production 023.
I can't send it to you. There's no way I can send
Here,
it to you.
Carrie will just start. Just say on Tuesday's Radio from Hell show.
Oh, so you're going to do my lines for me?
Yeah.
Is that all I have to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
On Tuesday's Radio from Hell show.
At 8 o'clock, Jonathan from the 3-Bit Gamer podcast will be here to give you a great list for your gaming holiday gift guide.
Great.
That's Tuesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Gina.
Well, that worked.
You don't know how happy that makes me. Debbie Gibson. We can get Debbie Gibson.
Okay, put her on the list.
Okay.
I only wanted if she's Deborah Gibson.
Well, she will be.
She was Deborah Gibson when she appeared in Playboy.
I think she was Deborah Gibson when she was on that. It wasn't a Sharknado movie. It was one like it because her and Tiffany were on the same movie.
But again, see, nobody knows who Debbie Gibson is anymore.
That's true.
I'll keep looking.
If Louis Anderson's on the list.
Well, I already have that.
Okay. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
55 points.
X96. 1 hour nonstop music wing ding starts now!